what's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants live stream. I almost said update video, relapsing into my video intros instead of my stream intros. It was, of course, the Just Chillin podcast call-in show. How y'all doing? What up, Giants P Sports in there? Sober Party was in there. Manny's in there. How are you guys doing? Brandon Brown is our new assistant general manager. Kevin Abrams has been demoted. He's still with the team. I'm guessing, I don't know, is he a cap guy or something? But he is still with the team. He is still part of that front office, but he doesn't have that title of assistant GM anymore. He's not, I guess you could say, you know, the guy that's second in command anymore. That is now the new guy, Brandon Brown. What up, Luann? How you doing? And I like this guy a lot. I think I put out a video on him maybe 2 hours ago, I want to say. Not too long ago. If you haven't had a chance, definitely go check that out. But literally the moment I saw that we hired him and I saw who we hired him from, specifically the Philadelphia Eagles, I did get a little bit excited. And a lot of it has to do with that Philadelphia Eagles offensive line now. Man, Philly has done a great job at drafting and building their offensive line. And even though as a Giants fan, I do make fun of them for never addressing their linebacking core or, you know, being hit or miss with their wide receivers, in the mid to late rounds, they draft pretty well there too, you know, which is, we can't necessarily say the same thing about the Giants, at least when you prorate it over a couple years versus, you know, when it actually happens. Like in the moment, I'm like, oh, this looks like a good pick and whatnot. Fast forward a couple years down the line, who's still here from the 2018 draft that we took like past the third round or something? I not that much, right? So that was another reason as well. And of course, Philly, along with this guy specifically, Brandon Brown, he knows how to use analytics to his advantage. And, you know, analytics has really become a buzzword in the NFL. But Philly, along with, of course, Buffalo, who, you know, Joe Shane is from, those two teams know how to use it well, you know, kind of as a tool in the toolbox. And obviously, it's worked out for their teams in recent history, at least in my opinion. And then, of course, Kadarius Toney is also up on the side here because there was speculation today and yesterday about the Giants possibly trading him. And I personally think that's a really stupid idea. I don't see why you would trade a guy you just drafted in the first round a year after. He hasn't even had a full season to play healthy yet. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing in offensive guys that are supposed to help out our QB, and you don't think is going to help out what, in my opinion, is our best chance of having a star receiver long term. I know Kenny Golladay is here, but we drafted this guy. We can keep him, develop him, keep him past his rookie contract. That's long term. It's just me, though. And, you know, obviously that's what the call-in show is for you guys to come on and tell me what you think about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna first get the guy that, you know, has agreed to co-host with me for tonight. That is Ash Money on here, or to get back with Ashton Griffith. Guys, definitely go check out his channel. And I already got a call that I'm very excited to get on. I see OGR back there, and we're gonna get you in a second, bro. But Ash, how you doing, man? What's up?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Did you get a new camera?
Nah, I'm just joining off of my phone.
Okay. Oh, it looks really good. Yeah.
This is the iPhone 13, not that Google Pixel stuff, you know?
Ah, yeah, sure.
But thank you for having me on. Yeah, I'm joining off my phone, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta go somewhere, but I'm gonna like turn off my camera, and I'm gonna still be on. So
okay, bet. So I mean, yeah, man, go ahead. I mean, whichever one you want to address first before we get the callers on. Whether it's Brandon Brown or Kadarius Toney, your pick.
Nah, I mean, I had to pull up the chat on my computer, but I don't know what's been going on with people on Twitter lately. Like, I've just been seeing some really wild stuff. Like, first we had the like that whole Malik Willis, Daniel Jones like thing, civil war going on Twitter over the weekend. It was really crazy, and I've been a part of a couple of Twitter spaces that really got really heated. Like, so that's the one thing. And then today it's Monday, and people talking about trading Kadarius Toney. Like, I don't get how you want to give Daniel Jones a chance for one more year, but then trade away his best weapon in Kadarius Toney, his most elusive weapon, his most playmaking weapon at the receiver position in Kadarius Toney. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. And then, you know, it's kind of something about it's the same like what we did like with the Giants. And I put out a tweet. I was saying, like, if we would have kept Odell with Daniel Jones and Saquon, we would have been the next killer bees, like for like of Pittsburgh with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon. It was just a joke, but people took it a little bit too seriously. But yeah, that's something. It's like something similar. Like you trade away your best weapon before Daniel Jones even, put a helmet on, and now we're talking about trading our best weapon that we've had since Odell. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The Brandon Brown hire, I really like it. I mean, he looks like he's gonna bring. And again, he's not the general manager, but in terms of bringing insight and stuff to Joe Shane, he looks like he's gonna bring some serious insight and bring a lot of information. Here, let me turn my camera. I'm in my mic. Sorry, but yeah, he looks like he's gonna bring some serious insight. I've saw some of his clips where he was talking about like the basically his philosophy behind like the offensive line. I believe that's him. And then our tight ends coach, I saw a clip of him talking about the tight end and stuff like that. So
I will say I do like where we're getting the guys from. Mike Kafka obviously wasn't my first choice as an offensive coordinator, but he worked with Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Our tight ends coach we got from the Ravens. He worked with Mark Andrews, who this past season looked like the best tight end in football. We know, he's up there, but like this season was a monster one for him. It's been good hires on the offensive side of the ball so far. And shout out to CJ, Mr. Mini Guy, and Nate in the chat. How y'all doing?
What's up, CJ and Nate? Yeah, Nate, we've been going over it about like the whole offensive tackle thing. I'm saying it's similar to like 2020, where like Andrew Thomas was like the number one tackle, and then all of a sudden, like now, like we're having a hype machine with Jedrick Wills, Tristan Wirfs. That's kind of what I'm seeing with like
which players? So is Ikem Andrew Thomas in this scenario, or is he somebody else?
No, I feel like Evan Neal is Andrew Thomas in this situation because Evan Neal was regarded as the number one tackle like since last year in this draft class. And I'm not saying he's better because I don't know myself. I'm not saying he's better than Ikem Ekwonu because I think Ikem Ekwonu is really
he's a monster, bro.
Yeah, I think he's a monster. I'm just saying like we're kind of seeing a similar thing with the
I mean, you bring up a great point. You bring up a great point. And Yvette's and the world heavyweight champion, we got Ric Flair in there. Yo, you bring up a great point. I mean, that's something I've been saying on the channel for like beating it to a dead horse for the past 2 years, right? How Andrew Thomas was that number one tackle entering the draft. We got like right around draft time, he starts slipping for some reason. So I definitely see what you're bringing up there for sure. But if I were to think about Evan Neal, he's a guy that really has a high ceiling, and I don't know if that was necessarily something like obviously Thomas had a high ceiling in my opinion coming out, but it wasn't like the main trait about him, if that made sense, right? I think that was more like Tristan Wirfs. They were like, oh, this guy is physical but has a high ceiling. I think that could be wrong on that. Like I said, I have looked at the three tackles. I do personally like Ikem the most. That's just me though, but I can see where you're coming with that.
Yeah, I like Ikem more, but I feel like Neal just has like he's just the more athletic tight end. And I think he's probably like, if everything works out, in my opinion, if Akeem reached his ceiling, if Evan Neal reached his ceiling and Charles Cross reached his ceiling, I feel like Neal is better. Like he's going to be the better tackle.
With that being said, let's get OGR on. What's up, man? How you doing? It's been a minute. He got the AirPod in his ear wearing the North Face orange sweater, bro. What's up?
Not too much is going on with you.
I'm good,
man.
I
like everything you guys are saying, except my one concern about Ekwonu is actually they keep telling him that he's going to shift inside. So, I mean, yeah, great. We need a guard. That's awesome. But if you really want to solidify the right tackle spot, you might either go with O'Neal or Cross on this one.
You bring up a good point. I will say this, though. I think that this is going to sound weird, right? So, first of all, they said that about Rashawn Slater last year. Let's just put that out there. They did say that about Rashawn Slater last year. They were like, he should shift inside. He'll be an all-pro guard at the NFL level if he shifts inside. He could still survive at tackle, but he won't be as good. It's the same thing they're saying about Ikem Ekwonu now. But and I would say this, I do think he will benefit from shifting inside, but I still think he could play tackle at a high level in the NFL.
See, what I didn't get that with Rashawn Slater because usually it's bigger guys that are playing tackle that just don't have enough athletic ability to kind of stop the guy from getting around the edge. Guys, what's his face there, who we drafted really high. I can't think of his name right now. On the
Flowers?
Washington football team. Yes. Kind of like Flowers, okay?
But
I
Akeem
didn't
is
see that with
athletic. He is athletic though.
yeah, he is. But you kind of see that with I didn't see that with Sean Slater. That shifting of guard, I never made any sense to me because he
Mhm.
was a little bit slender to be tackle in
Mhm.
my eyes. But I could be wrong.
Oh, they're saying if you could turn up your volume a little bit in StreamYard, OGR. Let me see if I could probably do it for
Yeah,
you if
you
I
could
click.
probably do it because I don't think I can do it with the AirPods. I mean, I could take the
So
AirPods out and shift it that way.
that you guys should be able to hear him better now. I mean, they just saw me turn it up. I want to say thank you for everybody in here. We got PTA in here, Pest. I mean, if you're feeling it, man, the link is pinned. And then Mike says, what up, Kush? I want to say thanks for the great content. Awesome. But all of my ST Saint, no, of all my good friends, I'm glad I found your channel. I'm glad I found a bro for life. I appreciate that, Mike. Mike is a great supporter channel and great friend outside as well. And Ash knows all about Mike as well, man. Mike is that dude. Getting back to Ikwanu and talking about, you were talking about slender frame that Rashawn Slater had. Ikwanu is kind of who he kind of reminds me of a little bit, just because of his size. And when we talk about raw ability, strength, like I said, I believe he is athletic enough. But he kind of reminds me of Mekhi Becton a little bit, like those
I
bigger
knew you were gonna
tackles.
go there. I knew
He reminds me of Becton a little bit. I want to stay away from the Becton comparison because unlike Becton, he actually has his weight under control. Like I got no concerns with him with being like supremely overweight or it being like a detriment to his ankles or his feet like it has been with Becton. So far in his career. So another guy I'm going to use is also another big tackle was Orlando Brown Jr., who's very successful at the NFL level. So I mean,
and
like,
dropped,
what would you say to
if
that?
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he dropped because of the whole weed thing.
Yeah, but I like those comparisons. Comparisons are fair. It's where I would go with that as well.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Pest. He says for the $5 super chat. He says, "Why you got a younger, skinnier picture of bearded Ash in the corner? That looks nothing like Ash, man.
Bro, whole different skin complexion. I'm not gonna lie. But,
Different hair. Ash can't grow a beard to save his life. Like,
all right,
come on now.
I got a little something.
That's not even peach fuzz, man. That's like
Nah, it's more in person than the
it's
camera.
like looking at a scab.
Bro.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, I agree with Edward. It's like Becton with no injury problem. But since we're talking tackles anyway, I guess what's your general thoughts on all like basically the top three dudes? And going back real quick to what Ash said, how he reminds him of 2020. Another reason it reminds me of 2020 is because we had 4 really good tackles, and now we're in a class that has like 3 really good elite tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's Evan O'Neal 1,
Mm-hmm.
Ikwanu 2, and then Cross 3, and I'd be fine with all 3. So.
Mm-hmm. And looking at it, right, it would seem if that is your rankings, who drops to us? Do you see 1 or possibly 2 tackles going in the top 5 before we pick?
There's a world where you see all 3 possibly drop to us. I really do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people keep having this safety from Notre Dame, Hamilton, keep rising and rising up boards. The
guy next to you loves Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, and then you have Hutchinson. So I mean, maybe somebody comes in and maybe the Detroit Lions come in and take a Malik Willis. I know it seems crazy now, but I just expect him to excel at the combine. I expect him to accelerate at his pro day, and he's going to be a top 10 prospect when draft time comes, like it or not. So, and he's going to be in the conversation at the Giants pick as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a world where all 3 of the tackles drop to us, but I can also see a world where 2 of the 3 are gone before 5.
But that's fine with me because that means Thibodeau and Hutchinson are gone.
I can see if the Jaguars take Evanu at 1, I can see that, and then the Lions take Hutchinson. I can see the Texans just making a dumb move and taking Hamilton at 3, and then I can see the Jets. I mean, a lot of mocks and stuff think the Jets are going to take a corner or a defensive back with their top pick. Joe Douglas is basically, in terms of his philosophy, he's basically the New York Jets version of Dave Gettleman. Like he values the players in the trenches. So at that 4th pick, he's either going to take Kayvon if he's there, and then or offensive tackle. So I could see them taking Akeem Ikwanu at 4. And then at 5, we'll have Kayvon, So at 7, then you'll have to say, oh, we get Linderbaum, or if you want to trade. I'm not a big fan of taking Cross at 7. I'll trade back and take Cross. Yeah,
But do you think he's gonna be there if you trade back?
No.
Well, it depends because it depends who you trade back with. Like if you trade back with, I'm trying to think about the teams in the top 15. And
I don't think he's dropping out the top 10, bro.
I think he'll go. I think he goes in that 10 to 20 range. That's just me.
Ooh,
we'll see about
that's a big drop.
We'll see about his pro day and his combine and stuff like that. But I don't know.
And I see Giants Opinion Sports in here. Giants Opinion Sports is a member and subscriber of the channel, but he also makes his own content, and he's been making pretty good like draft prospect breakdown videos. I've actually watched a couple of his in preparation of making my own mock draft. I definitely recommend you guys go check him out. Give him a sub. It's really good stuff over here. I see Hit Squad in here as well. Link is right there for you to hit it and come in, man. And then Nate doesn't like what you're saying with the 10 to 20. I think OGR might have around the same thing with that I'm saying. I don't see him dropping out the top 10. I mean,
so what team? Because a lot of people say Carolina. I personally think that Carolina. This is Matt Rule's last year. He's gonna need an excuse to keep his job. So I think they're gonna take a quarterback this year. I think Atlanta goes edge with Karlaftis or Ajabo, and then Denver. They could take a quarterback if Willis is there. I can see Denver as a spot for them for Charles Cross. And then if the Jets take, Charles Ikem Ekwonu at 4, they're not going to double up on, the offensive line at 10. They're going to I think they're going to go secondary there. So that's what I'm saying. I can see him dropping out of the top. I really believe he won't.
So here's the thing. These are teams that I could see taking tackle for sure. These 3 guys. I like Jaguars, so I'm just gonna go down from 1 to 10, right? Jaguars could take a tackle. Texans could take a tackle. Jets could take a tackle. Obviously, we could take a tackle. I do think Carolina could take a tackle. I would even say that Denver could take a tackle. And that's about it in the top 10, I guess. But what did I name that? I probably just named half of the top 10 teams, right? So I
There's a
do
world where
think
the Jets take a tackle, depending on where they have somebody ready.
Yeah, that's what I think. I said Jets as well. Yeah.
If the Jets go like pass rusher, they're definitely going to take him at 10. But in my scenario right now, I think that if the Jets take Akeem at 4, they're not going to take Charles Cross at 5 because they already. I mean, Robert Salah said Mekhi Becton is he's going to be pushed this year, but I don't think that's enough to double down on the offensive line, with 2 picks.
I'm not suggesting that they take tackles with both of their picks, but I did, like I said, I named 5 or 6 teams in 10. We got Nate in here, who I'm sure got a lot to say regarding the tackle situation.
Okay, I had no plans of being on any streams tonight, but I can't listen to this anymore. Your disrespect on Charles Cross is out of line, Ash. It's out of line.
Bro, that dude looks like
you are out of line. Bro. You're out of line. You are so far out of line at this point.
Bro, so I got Atlanta and Denver. They either going quarterback or they're going defense, in my opinion. Devin Lloyd's going to get some serious push. Karlaftis is going top 10, I believe. Ajabo, I think he's going to get hyped up and he's going to go in top 10. So
Ash,
I just don't see him going top 10.
Let me just. So here's the thing. I don't really particularly care whether or not you think he will be a top 10 pick. The fact that you refuse to take him at 7 and you would have to quote trade back first, that is mind-boggling to me.
I don't give a damn what you think.
I don't give a damn that you think that. That's insane.
Let's cool our jets here. Let's cool our jets.
Bro, no, this man is so disrespectful to Charles Cross in here. Charles Cross is the best pass protector in this class.
Oh, by the way, I can't believe people keep hyping up George Karlaftis too. I think he's completely overrated.
No.
George Karlaftis is a really good player.
George Karlaftis is my edge 3. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. He's my edge 3 in this class.
I have George Karlaftis right now, especially after the Senior Bowl. I have him as my edge number 5.
Huh?
5, really?
Jermaine Johnson is going top.
Oh no!
Let's get
No!
it straight.
Not over George Karlaftis. No.
Listen,
Ash,
they're gonna-
Ash,
bro.
Ash.
No.
George
I
Karlaftis
just don't know.
he's the best power rusher in that class. That alone bumps him
I
up
have-
into like that territory, being one of the best in
I
the
have
class, just by being
Karlaftis
the
4.
best power
Jermaine
rusher
Johnson
alone.
is not better than George Karlaftis.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to,
Oh,
y'all need
here
to
we go.
understand me right now. Let me tell all y'all something. Right
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
This is not 2010 where people care about if you're oh well, you're better in the run game but you're not good in the passing game, but that you're so good in the run game that it elevates you.
Are you trying
Right
to use
now-
that to describe George Karlaftis?
No, I'm just saying right
Oh, okay.
now.
Okay.
scouts are-
Okay, so what the hell are you talking about?
I was about
then,
to say, what's
is
the point of bringing
question.
that up then?
Can I finish my point? before
No,
y'all
I
cut
think it's
me
a pretty
off?
stupid
No, no,
point
no,
already.
let
I don't
him
want to hear the
finish.
rest of it.
Go ahead.
Scouts, especially now with any player, they look at your pure athleticism. Like George Karlaftis doesn't jump off the board to me over a guy like Jermaine Johnson. Like this dude, Jermaine Johnson was like we saw last year. Who was that player that was dominating in the Senior Bowl? And
I
that
can't
alone-
wait for the combine to roll around and you to eat this crow on this. I can't wait.
What?
It's gonna
So
be
George
beautiful.
Karlaftis can run like a 4.7? Like, come on,
Dude,
bro.
Karlaftis is, dude. You're gonna say that he's not a great athlete. The only reason you're gonna say that is because he's in a class with guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau.
I was about to
Karlaftis
say,
is a really good athlete.
When you compare him to Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau, yes, those guys are like head and shoulders above him in terms of athleticism, but he is a pretty good athlete. At 275, he moves really quick and fast. I'm talking lateral quickness as well, man.
Oh, and by the way, George Karlaftis' first step is miles better
Not his
than
first.
Jermaine Johnson's.
His first, second,
Miles.
and third. His first, second, and third steps.
It's
the
not
explosiveness.
close.
The explosiveness this man gets off the line of scrimmage. He gets like the push and the pushback he gets off of that alone already knocks backs and walks back tackles, bro.
It's not even that. Jermaine Johnson is an excellent athlete. He might be faster and maybe a little bendier than Karlaftis. Karlaftis gets a way better first step on the snap every time.
Speaking
Jermaine
of-
Johnson all the time gets stuck in the blocks.
And one more quick thing before you go, Ash. In terms of flexibility, because I've seen people talking about this as well, I'll say he's deceptively flexible because he's legit only produce only threat on the D line. So that man faces double teams a lot, and he gets through them a good amount of times just by like shifting his body and twisting it to get through the double teams, man.
Bro, so let me ask y'all.
What are you asking? I think we lost Ash.
Uh-oh.
think we did.
That's unfortunate. We lost him. Sad.
While Ash comes back, I do want to hear what Ojara is going to say because you said people were hyping him up. So where do you have him ranked in terms of the edge class?
George Karlaftis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably my fourth. I would say.
Yeah,
could
that's
respect
where
that.
I have him. I have him at 4 only because I think Ojabo's such a freak of nature that a coach is going to love him.
Exactly. And there's a world where I'm not telling you Arnold Mbite is going to climb up draft boards, but I'm telling
Yeah.
there's a world where I see him in the mix with all those other guys. 'Cause,
Arnold Ebiketie,
obviously, I'm
sorry.
Penn.
My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. You were
my
talking.
question
I
get through?
interrupted. That's my fault. Go ahead.
No. I want to hear what you have to say about Arnold Mbite. So,
Yeah. Ebiketie's just an
Ebiketie,
absolute
sorry.
freak of. Yeah, he's a freak of nature. It's just he is to me the definition of boomer bust. It's gonna be like
absolutely.
he's like you're a Penn State fan. I'm sure you know the archetype well. The freak athlete that James Franklin just says, "Man, I gotta have him on the field somewhere. Let's stick him at defensive end." And that's just
The
kind of
thing
where he
is,
goes.
The same thing was said about Owe last year, and then look what
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to be, do coaches see that and say, I can make this guy a defensive end? That's kind of
that's why I'm really excited for. That's why I really want Don Mike Martindale.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I get
attack
that.
minded. But I'm going to change up the conversation here.
Okay.
I'm going to point out something, and it's going to be another Penn State guy, but it's something we do need. And 5th, 6th, 7th round, we're going to need it, and that's a punter. Riley Dixon got to get the hell up out.
What about the guy we signed
need
today? What do you
Jordan-
think about him?
Oh, I didn't even hear. Did we sign somebody today?
Yeah, we
'Cause
signed
I
a
was
punter
gonna say Jordan
today.
Stout, but it doesn't look like we're going that way.
We signed a punter from the Browns today, and I don't know how he is. I haven't got to look into him. All I've seen is Giants fans hyping him up because he's built like a linebacker or built like an edge rusher. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Man, I was hyping up Jordan Stout just by the Senior Bowl performance and the fact that he was the best punter in the nation, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Whoa, he's trying to hype him up past that Arizona kid, huh?
Well, I mean, I think he was. I mean, he kind of just showed it. I mean, 2 inside the 15 and a 75-yard boomer. So let's go.
I mean, that Arizona kid had like multiple 85-yard punts.
You know what? Jordan Stout. And a plus side with Jordan Stout, can't kick field goals.
That's
Fair
the name
enough.
of the guy. Jamie Gillian is the guy we signed today. Shout out to Engraven, Ravens content creator. He heard the name
I mean, I watched him.
How
He
you
was
doing,
good.
Engraven?
He heard the name and he came running. Fair enough.
By the way, I will talk to you about possibly getting you on this Wednesday, Engraven. I know he was game for that because we got to talk a little bit about Wink since we're doing our defensive coordinator search. And is Ash back yet? Does anybody know if this man is back?
He was
is
trying
back.
to talk earlier, and then OGR was saying something. Ash, you there? You there, Ash?
I think he's gone again.
Oh, we
Nah, I cut
lost
off.
him.
I cut off.
Oh, no,
am I good?
All right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
you're good. You're good.
Go ahead, pick up back from talking about Karlaftis or whatnot.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hold on. No, I was just asking a question before I cut off. I was saying that who do y'all think has a higher ceiling between Jermaine Johnson or George Karlaftis?
George Karlaftis.
I'd say George.
I'm waiting
I'd
for
say
this
George
this
as well.
response here.
I'm about to leave and come back because my connection is done.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got
get
it.
that straight, bro.
You got it, bro.
I want to clown on him for it, but I've been there, so I can't.
Yeah. OGR, anything else, man? Where are you? Is OGR frozen?
Yeah,
he might be
he's frozen a
frozen.
couple of times actually.
What is with the
We
internet
got some
connection
McDonald's
today?
Wi-Fi in here tonight, Kush.
Right?
It's all right.
Roman, what's up? How you doing? And then Viz says they got the Ash pack out. Sober Party says, is the new punter a directional one? Like I said, I haven't got a chance to look at him. Did you have a chance to look at the new punter? Nick?
I have absolutely no idea who it is. So
Jamie
no.
Gillian. In fact,
No, I've heard his name, but like I've no idea.
since we were waiting for connections to be back, how about I look him up right now?
Go right ahead there, Kush. And by the way,
Jamie
while you're
Gillian.
doing that, just because I know it'll make OGR feel even better, another prospect from Penn State that I am a big fan of, and a lot of Giants fans are going to say we don't need this. Jaquan Brisker, I think, would be a fantastic pickup for us if we do end up going offensive line first 2 picks. I think that would be a fantastic second-round pick. If maybe we end up somehow through different trades with another second-rounder, we could look at him maybe mid-second in some situation. Not anything I have like a concrete plan for, but I would say that's a name to look at because we have a couple of guys that can play deep safety. I want to move on from Logan Ryan. I don't think Jabril Peppers has a place in this new regime as Ash is going in and out here with that McDonald's Wi-Fi. But I think if we could get another great safety to pair with Xavier McKinney, that would be huge for our defense. That's why a lot of people like myself and like Ash would just love a Kyle Hamilton pick.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, man, I wish we could just have all of them. Unfortunately, Hamilton falls low on the priority list, but he would be fantastic.
And OGR says that will be it for tonight. Thank you for calling in, man. Graven says everybody got inner struggle, and we got KB in here. I know he's another Karlaftis fan now. That's where I'm like, he loves him a little bit too much. He got Karlaftis as his
does
edge
he?
1 in the class, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief. That's a little high.
No, KB, that's aggressive. That's aggressive from KB.
I do legitimately think that Hutchinson and Kayvon are just like a level above the rest. And that's when I got I got Karlaftis and Ojabo right there, and then I got Jermaine Johnson. No disrespect to any of the dudes. That's just
I'll
where
say
I
this.
rank them.
Yeah, and I'll say this. A lot of people have given really solid reasoning for why Kayvon Thibodeau has fallen down their boards. For me, I think it just comes down to, yes, he has weaknesses in the run game. Yes, there are things to clean up. But at the end of the day, he has the potential to be one of the most dominant pass rushers in the league. And I don't think you can pass that up if you have the opportunity. Like I saw, oh my God, I think it was CBS Sports, maybe not, maybe it was PFN. It was someone released their mock draft. And the Giants passed on Kayvon Thibodeau at 5. Then they passed on him again at 7.
No. They passed on Akeem Kwanu at 5, and then Kayvon Thibodeau at 7, and we took Kyle Hamilton at 5, and we took Tyler Lindenbaum at 7. I was like,
listen,
this
guys,
cannot happen. This cannot
if
happen.
the Giants pass on Kayvon Thibodeau once, that's bad enough. If they do it twice, Joe
and they
Shea, you
pass
already
on one of
been
the
here,
tackles.
you gotta get fired
They
already.
pass
that's
on
bad.
the perfect combo, one of the elite edge rushers and one of the elite tackles. That's ridiculous.
I can't accept that. That's out of pocket, man.
And then Viz got a question about Christian Harris, linebacker out of
Ooh, great
Alabama.
player.
Right? Here's the thing that I've seen with Christian Harris. He's dropped a lot as well. I've actually seen him going in the 3rd. which is crazy
In
to
the
think about.
third?
Yes, I've
That's
seen him
not
going
gonna
in the
happen.
third. I saw,
No
like
shot.
with Pro Football Network, even with PFF, obviously the Draft Network, just your regular sites that you go to in the off season.
Sure.
And
sure.
I'm wondering to myself, why is he there? He should be going in the like late
Second.
first or second.
Yeah. There's no shot he's lasting until the third round. If he lasts till the third round, the Giants had better be scooping him up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's out of pocket.
Are you there, Ash?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hear some
Bro, I don't
static
know.
in the background though. You all right?
No, I'm driving.
I bet.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go. There
it.
you go.
What is it?
Got you.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah. You're fine now.
Well,
Yeah.
I kept joining, and like the audio was like Nate talking in like really like slow motion, and like it's like I don't know.
Well, if
it
there's
was
one
weird
thing
as
I
hell.
don't do,
So
it's
kept-
talk slow. So we know that about
No,
me.
I know. That's all. I kept joining back. And
Yeah, I
coming
got
back
you.
in,
Got you.
But I forgot what I was even talking about.
We were talking about George Karlaftis and the edge class, but then we started talking about linebackers a little bit.
And then we started talking about punters for a second. It was weird. It
Yeah.
was a strange conversation.
What
there
up,
for a minute.
Miz? Miz is in here. AJ Nix, a dude named Freeman, like Robert Freeman from Ligma as well. How y'all doing? Where do
I'm
you
surprised
stand?
you didn't say Gordon Freeman. Oh, that would what I
Okay, so Robert
expected you
Freeman,
to say.
he's a character from the Boondocks. That's why he came to mind. Like that's one of my all time favorite shows.
I mean,
but,
you're a video
Ash-
game guy. I expected Gordon Freeman from you.
Maybe. Ash, where do you stand with this linebacker class and Christian Harris? If you can't remember what you were talking about, man.
Christian Harris is my linebacker 3. I
Yep.
think everybody, if you follow me on Twitter, if you know me, everybody knows that I'm very high on Devin Lloyd. I just think he's an absolute monster, and I think at that 7 spot, I think he's like my top pick to take at that 7 spot, to be honest. But yeah, Christian Harris, and it's definitely like I think it's not a default to Christian Harris. It's just like the linebacker class to me, the top 3 are really good. Like I feel like if Devin Lloyd wasn't there, I feel like Christian Harris would go in the first round. Definitely, I think he still can go in the first round, to be honest.
It's possible.
But I think he goes early second. Alabama, like defensive players are just like if you have a player that's rated that high, I'm going to say more than likely he's going to be good in the NFL. Just based off the pure fact that Alabama defensive players are they just translate well to the NFL. Like we don't even have to go down the board, but I mean Jonathan Allen, Xavier McKinney, Marlon Humphrey, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like
There's too many to name.
There's a lot. Like if you ever play like the Superstar KOs.
Yeah.
Madden,
Hell yeah.
and you select Alabama on that defense, just go through, like, just switch players. You're going to see a lot of
Man.
great players on that defense.
I hadn't played KO in so long. When did they make it awesome? Like, damn.
Nah, they made it like, I think they made it this year.
It certainly wasn't on 21.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
no,
that
yeah,
Campus
yeah,
Legends thing is so sick.
Oh, real quick,
Yeah, it was
NPZ Productions, I think your name is. So I hope that they're fake. It's more so speculation. I guess that's on me for kind of mislabeling it. But speculation is way too long to write in the title. The whole
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney thing. So I mean,
And
personally,
also-
I think that they shouldn't do it. So we'll see.
I do want to say one quick thing before we just throw that out the window. We are in a very specific period, a little window in the NFL calendar where people, pardon my English, talk out of their ass for a few weeks. That's what this is. This isn't rumors. This isn't speculation. None of this is from sources. People are talking out of their ass based on what they
Jeremy
think.
Fowler.
Yeah. So let's just pump the brakes here. Like the worst one I saw was the Giants are working on a trade for Kyler Murray. Oh my goodness.
That's
Like, that
because
is-
Kyler
I saw-
unfollowed
I saw-
his team today or something.
I saw one that said that the Giants were trading, or Washington was trading Terry McLaurin, and they're like,
Yeah, well that was a joke, but that's
Yeah, it
in
was
the
a joke,
same
but it was
vein.
still
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I felt
Getting
so
back
bad.
to the
People really
linebackers,
believe
right?
that, by the way.
Because I want to ask y'all, where y'all stand on like Damone Clark, and then there's a guy out of Wisconsin as well. Like, if you have had a chance to look at them.
I haven't had a chance to look at them at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want we've had this conversation very briefly. I don't want a defensive tackle. I don't think we need that.
I didn't say defensive tackle.
Is Damone Clark not a defensive? Am I out of my mind? Who am I thinking of?
Damone Clark is a middle linebacker.
Who the hell am I thinking of? I am tripping. I don't know why I had that name in my head as a defensive lineman.
No, but he's the linebacker out of LSU.
Yeah, sorry, brain fart there, I guess. I cannot figure out who I'm thinking of then. But yeah, I think
because like after you get past that top 3, right? You got guys like him, the guy out of Wisconsin whose name I'm forgetting, and then there's
I know who you're talking about.
Then there's another linebacker out of Wyoming. I think Chad Muma or something.
Chad Muma is a really good prospect.
What about
there's some really deep there's some deep linebackers in this class. Sorry, Ash? Say that again?
I said, what about the linebacker out of Penn State?
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about him in a minute, too.
Go ahead. You could get right to him. Because the thing is, while looking at these, I haven't seen him pop up that much, so I'm just kind of like, where is he being placed right now? I haven't seen him that much.
Well, I think first off, for those that don't know, the linebacker we're talking about here is Brandon Smith, and he's sort of, I guess, the partner in crime to Jaquan Brisker from this past season. Brandon Smith is yet another Penn State player in that same archetype of just freak athlete, running around making plays, just flying around the football field. And he's one of those guys, I think he brings that athleticism to the middle of our defense that we haven't had. People say Tay Crowder, and yeah, he's got decent vertical speed, but he is not that guy in space like a guy like Brandon Smith is, like a guy like Jaquan Brisker brings to your box as a drop-down safety. But I think when you're looking at guys like Nakobe Dean, like Devin Lloyd, or like Christian Harris, you're looking at that athleticism. And there's guys like that all up and down this board. This linebacker class is rich, and it's a position I think we can afford to wait on, which is why
I think the third is going to be the perfect.
Yeah. Which is why, as much as I love Nakobe Dean and as much as I love Devin Lloyd, they are fantastic prospects. Those are 2 instant smash picks, instant first-round starters. You got your stud automatically. I think we can afford to wait. We have other positions that are maybe more top-heavy, like offensive tackle. They have other positions that we need to address that we can maybe wait linebacker a little bit. But for me, I think there's so many in this class you can look at. You brought up Chad Muma, who's a fantastic coverage linebacker out of Wyoming. There's just so many names up and down this board. Even at Alabama. Is Henry To'o coming out as well? I thought he was.
I don't think he is.
Is he going back to college another year? Okay.
He's going back to college.
Then next year that'll be another name to watch.
There's even
this
a dude out of
linebacker class is just
Cincinnati.
so rich.
Darian Beavers is another name I've seen thrown around.
I've heard of him. I haven't watched his tape yet. I've heard of him.
I completely agree with you. There's so many guys, just past the top 3 and they're all gonna be. I mean, and there's a disclaimer for basically every mock draft with every position. After like the second round, bro, the 3rd to the 5th is always mixed up, and I'm speaking from both experience and from what I've seen. Like 2 years ago, who's that safety that the Panthers took, man? I keep forgetting his name. Jeremy Chin, right? I was like, oh, this guy that could go into 6. Literally a month later, he was being mocked to the 3rd, and then he ended up going in the 4th or the 5th or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like it's always a toss up. Like nobody's ever gonna get it down. But past Christian Harris, I guess since that's who we all have as the number 3 linebacker in the class.
Yeah.
Like the next 5, 6, even 7 guys are all kind of bunched up in that 3rd to 5th round area.
And that's you're hitting on the most frustrating thing is no matter who you're looking at, no matter who you're scouting, this is inevitable. No matter how obscure you think they are, no matter how much of a gem you think you've found, if you find them and you talk about them, the media will find them too. And they will end up being hyped into like the next 3 rounds above where you think you're going to get them. Like I remember, man, I was watching like early film. This was like early film before last season. And I was like, damn, where did this kid Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah come from? That dude's a stud. No one's even talking about him. We can probably get him in the 3rd round week later. Hey, guys, there's this prospect out of Notre Dame. We think it could be a top 5 pick. That was like Jeremiah. His name. Possibly.
Daniel Jeremiah?
Yes, thank you, Daniel Jeremiah. He just comes out with a big old article about his best prospects, his sleepers or whatever. Come on, man.
I mean, he's pretty
just
good with that,
Let us have
though.
this.
He's pretty good with that. Ash, any
he
thoughts
is,
on,
and
like,
it's frustrating that he's good at it.
Any thoughts on any of the linebackers or just, the linebacking class in general? Nice.
I had like a
the timing.
What?
Oh, I think you might be a little delayed, but go ahead.
No, I'm saying so I was talking about like this kind of scenario, right? Like I kind of mentioned it earlier, where if the Giants or if the both like Ikem Ekwonu and Evan Neal off the board by the time the Giants pick at 5, right? And let's say we sign like an interior guard in free agency or something like that. Would you be, taking Charles Cross?
Would I be what?
Would you be okay? Would you be okay?
No, because
in
you
going
literally
both
cut
defense,
off, and it was
Yeah, I
just
get
like
this
pure
second, yeah.
static for half of what you said. So if you could just restate everything, please, because like I don't know what happened.
This man Ash is on his McDonald's Wi-Fi, and it's
Basically,
not working out. Oh,
I'm in Target right now.
Oh, that's worse. Target Wi-Fi.
But I'm
That's-
saying, would you be okay going both defense at pick 5 and 7? At 5
At
and 7.
really have a tough time with it.
Wait, 5 and
Really
7.
have
So
a
what
tough
was
time
what
with
was the Charles Cross thing you were asking then?
No, I said I know Nate wants Charles Cross,
Mhm.
but I'm saying if Ikem Ekwonu and Evan Neal are taken before 5,
Oh, this is the same
my
thing you
thing
said
would
on
be
Twitter.
Like, and that would be, yeah. I just wanted to bring it up on here on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead,
just
go
saying
ahead.
that would mean Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be there at 5, and then you
Not
know me, I'm
necessarily.
having a tough
I was
time
about to
passing
say,
on Devin
what do
Lloyd.
you mean? You just said 2 of the tackles go.
Yeah.
What's saying Kayvon doesn't go with one of
Hutch
the other
and
2
Thibodeau
picks?
could very easily go 1 and 2, and then 2 linemen could go 3 and 4.
Well, in my scenario, I got
Okay, so
Evan Neal
let
going
me
number 1,
restate it. So
Aiden
in
Hutchinson
Ash's
going number
scenario,
2.
Aiden Hutchinson goes, 2 tackles Ikem and Evan Neal goes, and somebody else goes that is not Kayvon Thibodeau.
Kyle
So
Hamilton.
it's Kyle Hamilton, right? So then the Giants pick up Kayvon Thibodeau at 5, and they pick up Devin Lloyd at 7 or something. I'm gonna say no because you need to
Yeah.
I think you need to get one of these tackles. You need to get
And-
an offensive lineman in general. It's
What
by
I-
far our biggest need.
The source of this argument that happened tonight was that on Twitter he asked this, and I said, if Evan Neal and Ikem Ekwonu go, the Giants absolutely cannot afford to pass on Charles Cross. And this man reacted like I had just said we needed to draft Trayvon Grimes. That was how Ash reacted on
But
Twitter.
Trayvon Grimes is a draft legend, though.
That's true. That's true. I love to bring him up whenever I can on streams. But this man reacted on Twitter as if I had just said that Charles Cross was the next Anthony Munoz. And this man is acting like Charles Cross isn't a very good lineman. And I can't accept this from Ash.
No, I'm saying basically what I'm saying is that let's say we go in free agency and we get an interior offensive lineman.
Andrew
And
Norwell,
we get
sure.
a couple of interior offensive linemen. And then, so for me, that takes Linderbaum out of the equation and that need for interior offensive line for at least the first round.
Sure.
That takes it out of the equation. I'm fine, especially with, the general manager, and he's absolutely clearing out these people in the front office and the scouting department. I'm fine with taking a tackle in round 2. I'm fine with that.
So here's the problem. There are no
Call me
tackles in round
crazy.
2.
I was about to say, who are you looking at in round 2? Like
I
bro,
swear
these
to God,
top
if
3
he says Darian
tackles,
Kennard,
these
if he says
these,
Darian Kennard, I'm leaving.
these top 3 tackles are your franchise guys on the left or right side, in my opinion.
I'm
It's not even
Charles
just
Cross-
that. Everything past the top 3 sucks.
No, but no, that's why I'm asking
not
Ash.
saying-
You're saying taking a tackle in round 2, right? Like, who's there to be the guy that you trust to be protecting the right side?
Listen, bro. People rise up and rise down the board every year. We all thought.
But
Like who?
but it is your scenario. That's
Bro,
why I'm asking
Name
who you have in
a
this
name
scenario.
that you would be okay taking. You know,
I'm not
let me
gonna
just
say
rephrase
Darian
this.
Kennard.
Let me hold on, Ash. Let me rephrase this. Outside of the top 3, Evan Neal, Ikem Ekwonu, Charles Cross, who is a good offensive tackle in this class?
Me.
You might
I
be
think-
better
I
than
think
the rest of
Trevor-
them.
I think Trevor Penning is good, but he's not going to make it to the second. That's my
Trevor
opinion.
Penning is a penalty monster.
Okay, but they could listen. Is that not what coaching is for? Like, can we stop?
Didn't we say
can
that about
stop
Eric
saying
Flowers?
that? I damn sure ain't say that shit. I don't know what.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Listen. This is my thoughts. Don't get my thoughts compared with thoughts of the rest of Giants fans or other fans around the world. I'm not gonna say that there is a for sure, and especially like I'll be with you with taking Charles Cross at 7. I'm just listing it as a possible option, to be honest.
So this is different from your initial reaction, which is we shouldn't take Charles Cross at 7. I would have to trade back. That was the first thing you said.
On Twitter, I was doing that to piss you off. I'm not gonna lie.
And you said it on the stream.
Oh,
We can
my
rewind
God.
the stream
All
if you
right.
prefer.
All right, so Kid Blue's in here. He needs to hit the link because he heard tackle talk, or maybe it was the
man
linebacker
hit the
talk.
Backpedal, bro.
And I-
Draft talk, man. I'll be honest. I'm still. I went
Yeah.
through like 20 prospects so far, so I'm still not even close to where I want to be at because I've had.
Neither am I, but I do want to say shout out to everybody in chat. We got 99 people in here, guys. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you aren't already.
Let's go.
Share it out. I appreciate all y'all being here and actually
You know what it is? You
listening
know what it
to
is?
us
It's
talk.
the curly hair hub.
That's what it is. It's got to be.
It's curly.
It's
I
gotta
don't
be.
know. I don't know about
I
that
had
one.
to join in here just for that.
You know what I
the
might
curly
actually
hair
do?
hub and the Superman T-shirt swag. I mean, come on.
You know what I
Can't
might
not.
actually do? I might get braids, bro. I've been considering it for a while now. A shout out to Justin Pennick in the chat as well, bro. I want to get
Justin,
braids,
my man. What is
Please
wanna-
do that, Kush.
bro. I want to get
Please.
braids, and then
Please
I
do
want
it.
I want to get a Cuban link
feel like
chain
that-
and the black turtleneck, bro.
Oh
I want to
my
go all
God.
I
out,
need
bro.
that to
I
happen.
feel like
I
every
need
Oh
that.
my God, he's a
God.
clout chaser. He's a clout
I need this just so I can be on one stream with you and see you get ripped to shreds.
Listen,
I need that in my
I
life.
would rock that so hard, man. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
You know what? Go for it, bro. Take the swing. Go for it.
Go ahead, KB.
No, man. I mean, I really didn't have anything specific to talk about, but we're talking draft, so I just kind of wanted to get my 2 cents in instead of typing all the time. But one thing I will say is that if we come out of this first round with 2 defensive guys and not 1 offensive guy, I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be livid. I can't don't get me wrong, Devin Lloyd, and I like that you guys mentioned Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is like nobody's looking at him as much as I think they should. This guy has one of like the best overall tapes of a linebacker I've seen in a while. Like it's consistent. He's a tackle for loss machine.
Mm-hmm.
Love this
He
guy.
shoots gaps so well.
Love this guy. If
Dude,
he
that
were like
Pac-12 championship was amazing.
bro, I'm telling you, bro, just takeover tape, bro. But if he's a guy that I'm gonna be starting a rumor that he's smoking a bong in somebody's room or something like that, right? So because I want him to drop, but I just can't. I can't grab him with the 5th or 7th. Right?
Yeah,
I
can't
can't do it because of the priorities that we have. Like I love the defensive talent is in every single draft in the high. It's so hard to find really good offensive talent in the top 10. Defensive talent is almost really easy to find. But I love Devin Lloyd. I can't do it. I got to get one of these tackles, man. I got to get one of these tackles. And if I don't get a tackle, if somehow I don't come out with a tackle, I'm pulling Tyler Linderbaum, man. I got to.
Pick.
I got to. Yeah, it is. I mean, like,
it's a greedy thing.
Mm-hmm,
and that's what we're talking about here is like I feel the same way about Kyle Hamilton. I feel the same way where it's such a luxury. Like I want it so bad. I want to see what our new I want to see what Vic Fangio can do with Kyle Hamilton and Xavier McKinney. That would be beautiful.
Nate,
the bigger part of my brain knows that it's
I'm not
just
gonna
not
lie
smart.
though. I'm not gonna lie. I put this in the comments. I don't know if you guys saw it. If there was a like if we had somehow we had 2 of the tackles still available at 5, that means one of them is gonna drop to 7. So you could pick one of the tackles at 7.
Yeah.
If I had a choice between KT or Kyle Hamilton, I'm taking all the time I have to make that decision.
Yeah, it's going down to the last second.
Let me tell you, I like KT, but the thing is why I have him at 3 is that as a day 1 guy, I think he's gonna struggle day 1. He has the highest ceiling of all the edge rusher by far. I mean, this guy has but he's definitely 3 to me. His hand techniques are garbage. He's pure speed. I love his speed, love his strength and power, but
I'll say
Kyle
this.
Hamilton is day 1, dude. Kyle Hamilton is just blue chip, one of the best safeties. He's automatically going to be one of the best safeties in the league. Dude.
Chill, KB. Chill, KB.
Hold on.
Nah,
I will take this a step further than you. I think it's possible Kayvon Thibodeau gets exposed early. I think it's very possible that he steps on the field
and this is why
he could end up looking bad in the
beginning
of his career.
This is why I was saying I'm going to say this name and you guys are going to go, oh my God. I'm not saying he is him, but in this draft, that's what he is. Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau is a guy that that is a raw prospect that a lot of people listen. I knew people were gonna say that. I'm not saying
because
he's gonna,
it's
I'm not
I love
saying-
you, bro, but that's bad.
I'm not saying he's gonna drop as far as Greg Rousseau did, but I'm saying is
I
remember
understand
when
the
Greg-
concept that he's saying.
Remember when Greg Rousseau
Yeah,
first
I
came out in the
understand too.
draft, early draft process?
Yeah,
this
he was
guy
number
like,
one edge rusher by
people were
far.
number 1ing him number 1 to number 5ing him all day in those early mock drafts. As mock drafts start to go down, he started to drop down. Casey's not going to drop that far, in my opinion. He's a way better prospect than Greg Rousseau. But I think people are a little too high on his raw potential right now that are putting him that high. I think he might fall around 5 or 7. He might get. I don't think he's going to go that all that high.
No.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay,
to
so
me,
yeah,
The thing about
go ahead, Ash.
oh, go ahead, Nate.
Okay, so
Well, the thing about Cape.
it's
Is
a
there
delay.
delay? All right,
I'm
listen,
just gonna
Ash go,
shut up.
Ash go, Ash
it's
go.
the delay. So Ash, talk.
Sorry. The thing about Kayvon Thibodeau to me is like I see him kind of a Chase Young thing where he's gonna have to go to a team with another good edge. Like that's what I'm seeing on the Giants across from Aziz. He's gonna eat. Like I think he's gonna eat. You put Chase Young on the Giants when we didn't have an edge. Chase Young was gonna get double teamed. He probably wouldn't have the rookie season that he had.
Here's what
Right?
concerns me that you said that. Here's what concerns. Chase Young was a really good prospect coming out, but KT is a really good prospect, but he's more raw than Chase Young was coming out. So that
Okay, so let's we're definitely we're being very vague right now. We're kind of talking in the nebulous right now. Let's for the people in chat who maybe haven't watched the tape and don't know exactly what we're talking about. Let's be specific here. So for Kayvon Thibodeau, the stuff we're referencing here, and I won't speak for KB, but I think the things that myself and a lot of other people, including KB, see with Thibodeau in his tape is that when we say he's not pro ready, we mean that he's not a complete player in every aspect of the game. Specifically, in the run game, he really just doesn't know how to take on blocks. He isn't necessarily attacking the run like you'd expect from an edge of his draft profile, I guess you could say. And when you look at a guy like that, he mentions that maybe his hand usage isn't so great. I don't think it's a huge problem. I think it's we can have that discussion elsewhere. But the point is, Thibodeau is very raw in the sense that he's one of those prototypical college players who is a better athlete than everyone else around him, and that's how he wins reps. There is no shot we're going to see that on camera.
It's a bright.
There's no shot.
Why?
The light is right on it. There's no
I
shot.
know,
You got,
bro.
buddy.
Anyway,
There's no shot.
what I was
Is
trying
that
to
your draft
show.
profiles? Your draft profiles?
Yeah, I was
That-
trying to show the 4
what he's
pages
showing
I got
is
on
the scroll
Karlaftis, bro.
from Kung Fu Panda. That's what he's showing right
4
now.
pages on Karlaftis?
There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
I make bullet points. I don't write too much. I make bullet
No,
points. and
I
kinda
write out
memorize
like.
what
So what I do is
Also, sorry, I have to address one person in chat who keeps saying something to me. NPZPRD. Why do you think I hate Darian Kendrick? I haven't said his name ever.
we have these
So I'll say this: what I was trying to show
Sorry,
was
Coach.
and this kind of relates to what Ash was bringing up about being opposite of Aziz. I think the best type of edge rusher to get to be opposite of Aziz is
Karlaftis.
somebody like Karlaftis or like Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
Because Aziz right now, what he was last year was the same or similar profile of what Kayvon was. Very raw.
Yeah, power and
very
speed.
unfiltered.
Raw,
Yeah, you
power,
know,
and speed.
speed rusher. You know what I'm saying? He had to add another move because he really only had, I think it was like the swipe and chop move coming out of college. That was
Yeah,
all he had to
yeah.
his name. Now, it worked out fine because he had 8 sacks for a rookie season, which is great. And I do think people don't talk about that as much as they should. Kind of got overshadowed, or not kind of, definitely got overshadowed by guys like Michael Parsons and even Jason
Hard not
Owe.
to.
Jason Owe to an extent, right? So, but Aziz, he was that and he's developing. We have our guy with a high ceiling, and people forget that. I want to get a guy that's a bit more put together. I guess a bit more polished. I think he
So
would
you
be a
watched
great.
him. So you
He would
watched
be
him.
a great compliment to Aziz Ojulari. You know, Aiden Hutchinson is obviously out the cards. I would like a guy like Karlaftis. Even now Ojabo is another guy with like a lot of high ceiling as well.
I don't like a Jabo.
But
I don't like
there's
a Jabo.
like, that's
like
kind of
Ojabo?
what I'm looking
I don't.
at.
I like a Jabo as a late first, a team that is like championship ready that doesn't really have pass rush needs, that you're gonna grab a guy like a Jabo. A Jabo is not, dude. A Jabo is like, he's wild, he's everywhere, and he looks fun to watch on tape, dude. He is not good, that great. He's not that great.
Okay, here's my thing.
A Jabo.
Ojabo, hold on, Ash. Let me respond.
He's wild.
Ojabo, hold on.
Huh?
Ojabo is definitely raw potential at the moment.
Yeah.
He's not
He-
nearly
you know,
as
he
polished
just-
as a guy
you know,
like.
he
Hold
just
on.
learned
Let me just finish
defensive
here.
end. Nate, back up
Let
your
me
mic a
just
little
finish here. So here's the thing. As much as he is raw potential, He's not nearly as polished as a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. You don't win drafts without taking risks. And that is a risk I'm willing to take.
That's why I said late first round.
No, I can't say that, though.
I can't
Late?
take David.
I don't know about late first round, bro.
Man,
I can't say that.
Stop it. I can't take David Ajabo for top 15, bro. You don't.
Somebody
play that.
clip
Don't play
this,
that game.
because I think this is gonna come back to bite you, bro.
Listen,
I think this
David
is gonna come
Ajabo
back to bite you.
production- Listen, David
KB and Ash have been
Top
hating during this
15?
stream, bro. He's been
David
hating.
Ajabo just learned the defensive. I know he looks good, but he just started playing the defensive end position. Like he didn't know anything about football, dude. He just started playing football. There's still a lot of he needs to learn. He has no pass rush moves at all. He has nothing. He's a pure speed rusher right now, and I love his potential. It's great, not as high as KT's potential because KT's still raw. David Ajabo is the biggest raw prospect at edge rusher in the top edge rushers right now. You would have to have no other like pro ready edge options for me to take. Like Jermaine Johnson needs to be gone. Freaking Karlaftis needs to be gone.
I can't accept this from you.
Who else needs? What other pass rushers am I not thinking of right now? They need to be
David
gone.
Ojabo is so much. David
I'm not
Ojabo is
saying
so
he's
many
bad.
miles better as a run defender than a lot of the other guys you're talking
I'm
about.
not saying he's bad. I'm not saying David Ajabo is bad by any stretch of the imagination. But I just don't think he's anywhere close to day one ready right now than any of the other edge rushers. I would take all the edge rushers, the top edge rushers ahead of him. I really would.
So real quick, right? So first of all, shout out to Authentic in the chat. Duran says the guy you're thinking about Duran is Gregory Rousseau. Justin is still in here saying he loves it. So this is what I'm gonna say. I don't think he's gonna go where you're saying he's going. You're saying he's gonna go like basically end of the first. I don't know about that. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying. I just don't see him going that late.
This is what we talked about Greg Rousseau early draft process. Everybody thought
God.
people were crazy for him dropping down in boards, and he wanted to go 30 at the Buffalo.
Greg Rousseau
He just learned the
was
position
so
too.
misunderstood going
Greg
into the
Rousseau
draft
just
season.
learned the position too. He had just started playing football.
Hold on. The difference between Greg Rousseau and the guys we're talking about is Greg Rousseau was a guy who everyone thought was a really good athlete. Then they put on the tape.
I mean, he's a good athlete, but he just wasn't a good.
He's not an athlete like people thought he was.
He was a good 3-tech guy, but everyone knew in the NFL he wasn't going to be 3-tech.
This is worse than my Charles Cross take.
Yeah, this is worse than your Charles Cross take. I'll give you that.
It can't be because Charles Cross is a top.
I don't know about that one, bro. He was saying Charles Cross in the second,
now
bro.
They're just dub farming against each other to try and redeem the hot takes. That's what's going on now.
Listen, all I'm gonna say, where's my draft pro? Let me do that. Let me look at my draft profile for David Ajabo.
This is gonna very quickly devolve into a tape stream. Very quickly.
I'm down to do a tape stream if you guys are down to do a tape.
Listen, if y'all want to take it there, I've got tape.
Yeah.
I've got these guys in folders.
You got them in folders. Now the question is, where you getting the tape from, other than just looking up player versus?
Listen, we can make a back alley deal after the stream, bro. It's all right.
I bet, because I need that tape, bro. Listen, I used to have a Google Drive folder full of tape that got taken down by the College Football Association.
Yo, I already lowered my mic. Is it still too loud, bro?
If the chat's saying it, I don't notice it anymore, but I guess
he was
if the chat's
peaking a little
saying
bit. I was peaking too, though. It might have been me.
I already lowered it. I thought it was better.
I put my gain all the way down, but I don't know what it is. But all right, so let's go here to David Ajabo. Okay, I put very energetic, shifty, and slippery. That's something he's very good at, especially around the edge.
That's such a backhanded slap to a defensive player. Energetic. That's so backhanded, bro.
What do you? How?
Because that's the thing they say about a player when they're not a good prospect. That's like when you say he's a high motor guy. Like it's one of those things you say.
Hold on.
Let me clarify. It's not bad to say it, but if that's your first thing, that's so backhanded.
No, you know why? You know why I completely disagree?
Because right off the line, my first impression, right off the line, energetic. He's quick with his hands. He doesn't get lazy. He's quick with his hands. That's my
I'm gonna disagree with just using two players from this year's draft. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I look at them. High motor. Ikem Ekwonu and George Karlaftis. That's one of the first things that come to mind when I look at them.
High motor means you play the same from start to end. That's
No, sorry. I misspoke there. It's not bad to call someone high motor, but whenever it's the first thing you're saying about someone, like that's always the draft profile from someone who doesn't like someone.
It's my first impression. No, I do like David Ajabo.
Keep going. Keep going.
Hold on. Okay. I put what I think he is going to be in the NFL. I said weak side edge, 3-4. All right.
Sure.
I put very raw, super high ceiling, elite speed off the edge, great bend. All right. My negatives, high pad level. He often gets stopped when he's faced with tougher tackles because he gets his high pad level, momentum stops. Poor block shedding. He's one of those. He's a weak side 3-4 edge rusher, so I'm not gonna really gripe on him for that because they are a little bit more of like more finesse and power guys. But he has poor block shedding. His run defense is okay. He needs more strength, and I would like to see him with his athleticism. I'd like to see more bend come from him as well. But he's very, very raw. He has like little to no pass rush moves with his arms at all. He just flails his arms around, and that's how he gets around tackles because he's so quick that the tackles can't keep up with him. But he has like little to no technique whatsoever at all. Like KT has something, but David Ajabo
I think we're gonna need to
has
start watching
literally
some
nothing.
tape after this discussion's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
I would like to know specifically where you're getting this from.
yeah. The tapes I've watched.
No, that's what I'm saying. After this, let's bring it up and we'll watch this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm completely down for it. I mean, last year we did so many mock draft streams last year. I'd be completely
anyone
down to
else hear
add like
echo right
tape
now?
streams.
Is that just me?
I do. I think it's from
Slightly.
Ash.
Because he's
Yep.
Yep,
he's-
there it is.
It is
Yep, there
indeed
you
from
go.
Ash. Yo, of course it's from Ash, bro. Oh, yo, we got shout out to Nate. He just said
130
we got
in here, nice.
130 people in here. We only got 48 likes. Please hit that like button, get it up. It gets it out
Unacceptable.
to people more. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, definitely let us know and ask your questions as well. The call-in link has been pinned. We got 130 people, but nobody's calling in. I mean,
No, it's
that's
because
fine, but yeah.
we're so entertaining as hosts. You got to take that as a compliment, Kush.
Hey man, I love when we talk anything draft because every year
Yeah.
we're always going back and forth.
Listen, we all have strong opinions, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, shout out to
I
Diggy
enjoy
in here
this.
as well.
like
let's-
me having Karlaftis number 2. But
Oh yeah, no. Listen. I will say the only reason I'm even on this stream right now is because of what Ash was saying about Charles Cross. Like that got me in.
okay,
here.
oh yeah, you guys fill me in on Charles Cross because I wasn't here for that. Because
So Ash's stance is, and he has since walked this back. Originally, the stance was that he would not take Charles Cross at 7. He would have to trade back first.
I still stand by it.
So now
still
he's walked
stand
it
by
back and he's coming back to it now.
okay,
Okay.
let me
Bro,
pull up
take him
my
if he's
Charles
there.
Cross. Let me pull up my Charles
Okay.
Cross.
Hey, what up, Miz? How you doing? What's your direct answer to Ash's take right there?
Ash knows I love him. Right, Ash? You know that. And Ash and I bicker, but we always love each other. Oh, what is it? What was your?
So
Okay,
Give me the name. Give me the name.
So he took a defensive player at 5, and he's saying if Charles Cross is there at 7, he wouldn't take him at 7. He'd have to trade back first to take him. I think everybody's
Who would he take
saying
at 5?
just take him. Just a defensive
A
player,
defensive
I guess.
It doesn't matter. He's just saying that at 7 he wouldn't take Charles Cross. Like to me, that's out of pocket.
Oh,
Like,
at
I
7.
can't.
Nah, you could go Cross at 7.
I think the better question
mean,
is Ash. Where do you think he
definitely.
would land? Cross. Like where do you?
So
where
he
do you
he
really
says
think-
he says, and I quote, in the 10 to 20 range.
I don't think he's gonna drop the 20.
You almost might have to take Cross at 7. You can't let all these guys slip by. What? We're not going to address the line at all, and we're going to go through this again. You know, so
I think we go through this every year where we talk about.
We
offensive
do. We
line,
really
and then-
do.
And, then
And you
people
know
are
what the
like,
worst part
"Ah."
is? Every year we go through this dance where we don't take a lineman early enough, like outside of the Andrew Thomas.
And then people are satisfied with Shane Lemieux in the 5th round. Oh,
right,
my
but hold up,
God,
like
that's
like
hard.
every year we don't take an early enough lineman, we don't take one of the blue chip prospects, and then every year going into the next draft, the reporters are all saying, "Well, every year the Giants address the offensive line."
No, we don't.
Like,
I'll say this. I just can't wait.
I don't even
Yeah,
let
go
it
ahead,
get
Miz.
there, man. At 5, if Thibodeau somehow, like I said in the chat, if somehow criminally this guy falls to 5, Thibodeau, you run up and grab him. I don't think he's getting there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I got Hudson going to Detroit, but and I'm not taking Hamilton at 5. So I'm taking one of the. Hopefully, the guy that I'm looking at is Equano.
Let me
Hopefully-
I love
Yeah.
Hamilton. I
Let
probably
me
wouldn't
just
take
say
him because of his
something.
priority,
Ash
but-
wants to defend his original
Let me
take.
just
Let's
say
get back
something.
on this. Come on.
let me just say something about the 2020 draft, right? The only reason, like, there should be no way why we spent 3 picks in the draft on offensive line and we still have a bad offensive line. That's it. Like, our player personnel has been horrible. Now,
Sure.
the thing about Charles Cross here, I'm not saying he's a bad offensive tackle, but in my opinion, I don't see him going in the top 10. I think he goes like we're not gonna act like players don't fall every single damn draft.
Here's the
bro.
thing.
Yeah,
Ash,
yeah,
and I would
he-
agree with you. Hold on.
Go ahead,
Ash,
Katie.
I would agree with you, Ash. But what is the biggest volume of the position that's taken in the top 10 is quarterbacks. Quarterbacks ain't going high in this draft. So other positions are going to be taking those spots, like offensive linemen or like edge rushers or like off-ball linebackers. Quarterback. There's probably going to be one quarterback taking the top 10.
And sorry,
2 quarterbacks are going in the top 10. I
Who?
guarantee you.
Who?
No, I think you could be right about that.
Wait till listen. Wait till
that would be a
Malik Willis
mistake.
goes to his pro.
Oh, it will
Wait
be a
till
mistake,
Malik
but I
Willis
think it's going to be a
goes to his
mistake
pro day.
teams make.
I think
yeah.
the only one that has a
Like-
chance is Malik Willis. But
Hold on. So here's my thing. I'm going to say
Kenny
one more thing
Pickett's
about Charles
garbage.
Cross, and then we can move on because I know we've spent a fair portion of this stream on the one argument. I'm sorry. Did we not all spend a very large chunk of the entire year complaining, rightfully so, about how terrible our right tackles have been? Nate Solder and Matt Pert, about how they're turnstiles in the pass game, and how Daniel Jones is getting killed in large part because of them. Did we not spend? Did I hallucinate that? Was that not an entire year's worth of suffering? Do we not want a guy who will lock down the pass protection on the right side? Am I crazy?
I want that so bad.
Nate's right.
Did I hallucinate that?
Spent the better part of the last 4 years crying about this old line. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it anymore.
Did the Nate Solder contract not happen?
Listen.
Did I miss something?
No, Justin, we're not doing it, Justin.
Hold
We're
up,
not-
hold
I'm
up. Let
not
Ash
doing
go.
it.
Ash been getting cut off.
He's talking Malik
Yeah.
Willis.
All right, guys,
I know.
quiet. Let's hear Ash. Ash, go ahead, bro.
I forgot. Y'all kept cutting me off.
I give you the check because I'm like he's been
the
getting
third
cut
time this
off.
has happened in the
I'm
stream,
like, you're
Ash,
getting
bro.
cut
He's
off.
looking
Let
at
me
his
give you a
target,
chance.
list, man. He's looking at his
Yo.
target list and trying to talk to us.
You got to be ready to clap back here, Ash. Come on, bro.
Now, what Diggy is saying in chat is that he's saying
back.
Cross isn't a right tackle. He doesn't have the mean streak. He's a finesse guy. I think,
In
bro,
the NFL,
I think that's a really
I
overblown
don't think
take.
it means that much in the NFL. It
Yeah,
really doesn't anymore. That whole right tackle is the run blocker, left tackle is the pass blocker. Although
agree.
that kind of still stands true, the way that offenses run now is not. They do it. They run left. They pass play side right. It happens all the time now. It's
Yeah.
really. And then
For
now you
me-
have left-handed quarterback, so really the right tackle is beating the left tackle.
For me, I look at it and I say, first off, I think he doesn't have a mean streak is overblown because the entire reason people are saying that these wild things like he can't run block is because you're looking at the other two guys and they're great run blockers. You look at Ike Mekwonu and he's a monster in the run game. Charles Cross is not a great run blocker. He's not a bad run blocker. He can effectively run block. He's just an insanely good pass protector.
Taylor Swift, I don't mean to cut you off, but Beyonce had the greatest music video. Like, nah.
What?
Where are you?
yeah.
Where is your head, Ash?
I knew where that was going. I knew it.
I'm about to. I just want to say I'm home, so I'm about to join off my computer. So just add me back.
All right, bet.
Ash's
Yeah,
head
real-
is in
real quick-
7 different places
Real
right
quick
now.
about Charles Cross. I know why he's saying what he's saying, but I don't think that was it. He should go that far with it. If you look at Evan Neal and Ikem, they're way more like right off their kick slide. Evan Neal off his kick slide, like as soon as the ball snap, he kick slide all the way back, like he's like moving really fast like that. Charles Cross is more like chill with it. The ball snapped and he kind of just gets his stance up and then kick slides, and it kind of looks slower. It looks like he's more, I don't know, slower and maybe won't be able to handle like the faster edge rusher. But I think it's more energy efficient, and him not doing unnecessary moves. He still gets the job done. Charles Cross to me is I feel like way more patient when he pass and run blocks. He's way more patient with it. Evan Neal is kind of like just go get him type of guy.
That's exactly
it's just
right.
a different personality when they play.
Oh, real quick,
And-
guys, because
wait, hold
we
on.
have a caller. We have a couple callers.
Oh, we do.
So, Miz, let me get your questions before I pop in the next caller because we do have one now. So yeah, go ahead, man.
No, what I was saying, what I wanted to say was, I'm not. I really think we should hopefully, if Iquanu's there, you know, obviously if Thibodeau falls, we're gonna take him. But if things go the way we think they probably should, the first 4 picks, I think Iquanu could be there, and that's the guy you got to take at 5. Don't leave it to 7, and then we slip past 7, and now we're going to the second round without an offensive lineman. Because I'll tell you right now, we'll be in deep trouble again We've been living on these second and third rounders over the years. You have to get big time staple pieces. This is it, man. You know, and I also feel a lot of people are starting to fall off the tracks again. Oh, the guy Hamilton. Oh, the guy Malik Willis, man. A lot of smoke, man.
Stay
I'm
focused.
not falling off the tracks, right?
Oh,
I think we lost Miz.
And I would
Okay,
pound
he's
it
back.
twice. I want Lindenbaum at 7. You already know that about me.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's all.
And by the way,
Whatever you guys think
in
about
that vein,
What do you think about Lindenbaum? What do you guys think about him?
yeah, before we even talk about Linderbaum, in that same vein, people in chat are asking the same questions. Mike B said, how about Kenyon Green? These interior guys are just as high ceiling. The IOL class is deeper than the offensive tackle class, which is why I think that
Hub, you want to bring someone in? I'll go back.
Sorry?
I'll go back in the chat because I know Hub wants to switch, right?
Yeah, when Nate
And
finishes
now-
his point, I'll switch you, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the IOL class is deeper than the offensive tackle class, which is why I feel more comfortable waiting on that than tackle. I think we absolutely need to get one of the top 3 tackles. But those top tier interior guys, like you brought up Tyler Linderbaum, Kenyon Green in the chat, these are really, really fantastic players. Tyler Linderbaum is blue chip. That is the definition of blue chip as a player. Kenyon Green is a monster, and he can do it all. Kenyon Green is one of those players that
my boy Diggy brought up one of my favorite guys in the inside O-line class right now.
I was about to
You
go
look at a
there,
guy
Hub.
like Kenyon Green, and I see a guy like, I expect the Packers to be the template for the league and offensive line going forward, because they have shown how important it is to draft players that can do more than one thing on your line. And Kenyon Green can do everything besides center. So I think that's another great name. Tyler Linderbaum, like Miz brought up, is a fantastic
I'm obsessed
center
with the
prospect.
guy. I've been obsessed with the guy for a long time. So
He outruns his
He's
running
special.
back.
yeah, this guy's special, man.
He's crazy.
I just
So-
wanted to say before I get out, Hub, that study that I looked a lot today, man. I've been watching the last few days, man. I've been going deep into my lineman, and Zion Johnson. A lot of people be bringing him up, right? I have a problem with him. If you go watch the videos, if he's going to be something in the NFL, he's going to have to get a lot quicker with his feet and legs because he's very sluggish at the bottom.
Terry.
Very. Like not NFL. He's not on NFL level. Now he could, of course, some teams could work on him. You got to produce a lot of these players. You know, you got to develop. Hopefully we get back to doing that. We haven't done that in years, but you know, I'm giving this new regime. I have confidence in them. That's the way we should start out with them. You know, so.
It's a good point you bring up, and before I pop you out, I'll say I think he has that athleticism in him. It just is going to take a good coaching staff to get it out of him.
Yeah.
And Miz, with that being said, thank you for calling in, man. Have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
Let me pop first Ash back on here and look at him.
Oh, there he is.
What is that?
Back at home.
And
Eating
then
a
we got
popsicle.
CJ. So CJ, go ahead, ask your questions, bro. Let's hear it.
Ash, I
That's
love
it.
you. Ash, I love you, man. But Charles Cross hate has got to stop. In all honesty, the more
I don't give a damn.
the more I watch,
Say not. Let me say.
the more I watch Charles Cross, and he's not. I don't think he's quite as polished as the guy I'm about to compare him to. But as far as that versatility, as far as he's only a natural left tackle. Ryan Ramczyk was a natural left tackle coming out of college, and he's probably the best right tackle in football. So Charles Cross, to me, as of right now, he's currently my number 2 offensive tackle, probably only behind Evan Neal for that matter. But listen, if Kayvon Thibodeau is there for us at 5, you run to the dashboard. My only fear, assuming the 2 tackles, Akeem and Neal, are ahead of us, I'm very wary about what Carolina is going to do at 6, because seeing the same thing done with Justin Fields last year, I don't think Matt Rule could afford betting his job on even a highly touted rookie quarterback. So unless Carolina makes a big move as far as the quarterback draft, as far as the quarterback goes, I think it's highly possible that, especially if the 2 tackles are already gone and Thibodeau falls to us, Charles Cross may wind up going 6 to Carolina.
That's what Diggy just said too in his mock
And,
today.
and they take it and they take a quarterback and they go for the quarterback market next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with all that being said, and it's kind of going to lead up to my next question, is that we see all these teams, getting ready to hype up all of these young quarterbacks. It had me thinking, potentially looking forward to next year. Do you guys see a scenario where the teams that desperately need a quarterback this all season bypass it this year and wait till next year?
Us.
Us. I mean, yeah,
it's heat for that one, bro.
So I'll say this. I'll say this, CJ. Right? I'm not trying to look to next year too much, but I mean, yeah, it's always a possibility. And also, low key seconding what KB said.
That's the first thing that popped into my mind. I'm waiting till next year.
You're gonna get listen, KB, you're gonna get heat from that from both sides.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
No. I'm just saying because the Daniel Jones stands are gonna come in and say, "What do you mean? We're not looking for a quarterback," and the other guys are gonna say, "No, we should draft Malik Willis or Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett." Everyone's gonna be mad.
Listen, so to CJ's question, yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I'll say this about this quarterback class, bro. Let one of them dudes go to a team that's established, bro.
It's a bad quarterback class.
Let one of them go to a team that's established, though, and I think they're ball out. Like, specifically Malik Willis, if he goes to a team that literally, like Tampa Bay, bro, I could see him working out in Tampa Bay.
Oh, nah, I don't.
Kyle Trask
I think he could. I think he'll succeed on a team.
Trask soapbox, KB.
I think he'll succeed on a team that basically has everything in place but the QB position.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the best, and I'm not saying take him, but I think the best place for Malik Willis to go, other than like a playoff team, would be the Giants because of the coaching.
100%. I think Malik Willis is
with Daboll there, yeah.
Yeah, like I've given my take on this. Like I think you're a little close to the mic there, actually. I think.
Yeah, you're a little close to the mic.
Yeah, like I think Malik Willis. I've given my take on this. Malik Willis is the definition of boomer bust. We've got that straight. Everyone understands that at this point. But I think if you're looking for a system that has good wide receivers, has a coach that knows how to make use of a raw, talented quarterback and use his strengths and try and hide his weaknesses and develop mechanical problems from quarterbacks into being good passers, look no further than what we've got here with Brian Daboll and Kafka. That is just about as good as that gets. We've got some good receivers for him to use if we actually have offensive structure for them to play in, and potentially with the help on the offensive line that we get this year, we could have a pretty decent offensive line for him to play behind. So I agree. I think we could be a really good spot for Malik Willis. It just depends on what the organization's trying to do.
I agree. By the way, Justin only popping in the chat every time we talk about Malik Willis is hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He is certainly in a relationship.
We talk about Malik Willis. I'm here. I'm all right.
I already said this. I'm not gonna lie. We saw what a quarterback receiver like.
Ash, can you back up from the mic a little bit?
You're eating.
It's a bit loud, but also like there's a little static coming in.
It's the popsicle.
Yeah,
Yvette's is loving it right now.
Yvette's in chat, bro. Wild.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, I said you know what we saw what a quarterback receiver duo can do when they have that relationship in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I was joking, but I was like, let's just trade back the 7th pick and then tank next year and get CJ Stroud and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No.
I mean, I'm more of a Bryce Young guy myself, but
okay, listen.
I'm more of a Bryce Young guy myself. But
if you want to say let's try and get a quarterback next year, or like give Daniel Jones a year, get a quarterback next year, that's fine. But people are already talking like CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are the next 1-2 punch at the top.
I was about to say, let's not forget. Remember who the number 1 QB was coming into this year? It was a guy named Spencer Rattler, bro.
Spencer Rattler and Sam Howell.
Yeah, where are they
this year? Let's chill.
Don't put CJ Stroud on that level of Spencer Rattler, bro. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but CJ Stroud's nowhere near Spencer Rattler.
As of right now, we'll see what happens.
We have no idea what anyone was going to be. We never know what the quarterbacks are going to be.
5'8", 190, bro.
Ash,
I don't
Ash,
give a damn.
tell me, Ash, tell me you thought that Joe Burrow was going to be good the year before his great season.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought you were about to say the year, like you talking about
No,
college?
tell
the year
me
before.
that you thought in
Year before,
2018
his
Joe
year
Burrow was going to
There's
be
so
that
many
dude.
things that could happen in a year. Is
Nobody
basically
thought Joe
what I'm
Burrow was
saying.
Quarterback
be
is
that
the
good.
most unpredictable. That's exactly what I'm saying. You have no way of knowing that it's gonna be for sure that 1-2 punch at the top. It could be, but there's people talking like they're God's gift to football already. Like, let's chill out
Yeah,
here.
no, I get what you're saying, but comparing C.J. Stroud to Spencer Rattler is pure disrespect. Like,
Is it?
Oh,
I don't know that it is.
yes, bro.
I don't know that you're right.
Can we steer away from the
This was a
2023
high
draft for a
finals.
second and
I've
get back to the
incensed
2022
Diggy.
draft?
Bryce Young's gonna
Diggy
win.
knew. He always knew.
Ohio
Oh,
State
he's
ain't
the
good,
LSU
bro.
guy. Of course, he always.
Yeah,
Ohio
well,
State
no.
ain't good, bro. That's all I
Diggy is
gotta
a bigger
say, man.
LSU fan than Giants fan. Let's be real here.
Listen, speaking of which, I am rooting for the Bengals this Super Bowl, this Sunday coming up. I've been rooting for them throughout the entire playoff. CJ, what's your next question, man? Oh, and we got somebody else popped in. So yeah, definitely. What's your next question before the next person comes
I'm
up?
gonna have to go off in like 5 minutes, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, 5 minutes left.
And in regards to that discussion, who do you, as far as potentially trade down partners, who would be your preferred trade down?
Whoever picks up the phone and calls.
I really don't want to trade.
Yeah, I'd love to get a good deal done, but it's so impossible to have any sort of prediction or any sort of insight unless you're actually in the building on the phone giving text messages back and forth. It's impossible to know.
Here's the thing. When you're in a position where you have 2 top 10 picks in the same draft, like the only reason why you would trade in any other draft is so you can get in that kind of position. And now we're in that position, and I don't want to get out of it. To get potentially 2 top 10 worthy draft picks, like even if you miss on one, you're gonna hit on the other, or if you do, or you may just completely whiff it. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, let's just
But-
move. Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know why I get you want to get some more trade capital for next year or whatever, but we have like what 9 picks in this draft. I don't or
10.
like in 10 and then like 5 picks in the first 3 rounds or something like that.
That was 9.
is it? I thought it was.
Either way,
No, we
either
have
way,
9
that's a-
picks. We have 9 picks.
Either way,
okay,
that's
my bad.
plenty. That's what so I would even want 10 picks in a draft because the later guys are probably not even going to make the team. So I don't really care for it too much. I want the two top 10 prospects in the same year. I would love that, and I don't want to trade down. I know every time a team is in a position with a top tier pick, everybody's like trade away. Well, when are you ever going to use your top pick if you keep trading it away?
Well,
So-
Wait, real
here's my
quick to the
thing.
chat. Emma says 11. We have 9. We lost
it's-
2
it's
of our
9.
picks because of like
Yeah.
a situation with
Yeah.
we
our-
lost 2 of our
Let
picks.
me
basically.
Yeah.
so let me just say my bet on this. I think when you're looking at these trades, the argument to be made, and it's a very good argument, is, and this is why I'm so torn. The argument here is you look at Joe Shane, he's coming in. Odds are he's going to take a sledgehammer to this roster. And at that point, you're looking to just try and get as many young players in here as possible. And that's why you're talking about trading back and getting more picks. And I love that. I think that makes a lot of sense. And it's something that if the right deal presented itself, I would do. But at the same time, I look at this draft and my God, there are so many game changers near the top of this draft. I almost want to get more, you know?
Yeah,
I'm
it's like-
so torn. Like I almost part of me wants to get more first round picks. Like it's just so difficult.
I'm just
you know?
happy we have 2 in the top 10 that we can get 2 of these guys.
Yeah.
Picks.
Yeah, I'm just happy we're able to get.
I
2 of
would
these guys.
love to trade with Pittsburgh because, and this is my opinion, and I'm pretty sure it
Pittsburgh?
should
I'm
be
not going all the
factual.
way down the.
I'm not going that far down. Oh,
They
you know,
would have
you
to
know what it
give
is? He
us
thinks
at-
Charles Cross is going to be there. That's why. That's what it is.
Oh my God!
He wants to
Bro,
take
let
Charles
him
Cross.
finish. Jesus.
That's
He
what it
said
is.
10 to 20.
They
they're
would
20th.
they would have to finish with. They would have to trade like at the least 3 first round picks,
Three
like
first round
future
picks.
first
Yeah.
round picks.
Somebody put a scenario where they put like 2 first round. No,
It was
or-
so horrible.
it was like 2 first round picks and like Devin Bush or something like that, and a 3rd round pick.
Oh,
No,
that was
Nah,
garbage.
it was,
Yeah,
That
it was a
bad.
pick
3,
swap. It was
if
a
you're
pick
going-
swap this year
yeah.
and a first round next year. That was it.
No. If you're
like
going
Devin
from
Bush.
20th, you're talking about the playoff teams, 20th, all the way up to 5th. you're giving me 3 first-round picks, and anything else you give me is a cherry on top. It's
a lot.
3 first-rounders automatically. So
Yeah, I mean, I just flat out, I don't want to trade that far back. There's nothing that would make me. We have so many big needs, and there's so many incredible talents at the top of this draft. There's nothing that would motivate me to trade that far back. Like, there's so many directions we could go in, like, even if you just widen it a little bit, say the top, like, 10, 12 picks. There's so many directions you can go, so many franchise cornerstones you could potentially be passing on. I just don't want to do it.
And
The
CJ,
49ers had to give up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say,
you go ahead,
what
Ash.
was CJ's next question? Because there's a dude back here, Hate Sam. I've never seen you in here before, so because of that, I ask every new person that calls in the same thing. Just
We all
flash
know
your
what
camera
happened
on real
Chris's
quick.
stream.
Yeah, just flash your camera on real quick. Nobody that's actually looking at the live stream is gonna see it. Only me, myself, and I. I'm gonna say I just need to make sure you're a real person, not a troll. All right, I see him.
Not
I
someone
see
who's
he's
gonna
a real
flash some
person.
Johnny Sins on
Good.
camera.
All right, good. Go ahead,
All
CJ.
right, I'm gonna leave.
You remember that, KB?
I
Yeah.
do.
I'm gonna leave on this note. Even though I know for a fact 3 pass rushers are gonna go within the first 10 picks, and at the very least one of these quarterbacks is gonna go in the top 10. My personal opinion, other than the top 2 guys, Hutchinson and Thibodeau, I'm not sure if any of these other edge rushers are worthy enough for top 10 picks. And the reason why I say that is because, especially for where we are situationally, the only way that I'm comfortable with taking an edge rusher in the top 10 is if I know for a fact they're going to be a bona fide Pro Bowl or All Pro caliber player. And as much as I really like Carl Office, Ajabo is too much of a project for me to take in the top 10.
Thank you.
If in a perfect world, if I'm gonna take a Carl Office or an Ajabo, I rather trade down anywhere between the 10 and 15 range and take one of them there. As far as putting the quotations up as potential reaches, to me, Cross, Neal,
Iquanu.
and Tyler
Oh.
are absolute cornerstones in this draft as far as top 10 picks.
Devin Lloyd.
I said this in the chat that I think he's a far more polished version of Orlando Brown. Tyler, I think is the best interior offensive lineman I've seen.
Creed Humphrey 2.0. Creed Humphrey 2.0.
Better.
He's more athletic than Creed Humphrey. I hate to tell you.
I'm really shocked Creed Humphrey is like the best center in football right now, but
and Cross, the more I see him, I see Ryan Ramczyk.
He's an incredible pass protector.
Just the smoothest, probably one of the most technically sounded offensive tackles I've seen in years. And one last question, and then I'll dip off. Maybe this is more of a question for you. Let's say we do take Akeem. Would you be more comfortable with inserting him at right tackle, or do you feel like his highest ceiling will come potentially at guard?
I'll say this. I think if you talk about what his ceiling is, I think the question is, do you mean where will he potentially play best, or where can he help your team the most? I think if you put him at right tackle, I think he very, very easily could be an excellent right tackle for you. He may not have incredible finesse in his pass pro yet, and his pass sets do need a little bit of polishing, but as an absolute monster on the edge, he can 100% lead that attack on lead blocks. So I would love to see him there. At the same time, though, it depends a lot on how the draft shapes up. If we intend to shift him to guard, we damn well better have a plan for right tackle, because that's sort of why I look at this class, and it's the same reason I said to Ash, if Iquanu and Neal are gone, I don't think we can afford to pass on Cross, because outside of that, there's no backup plan for right tackle to me. And I look at that, and I can't accept that.
This is what I'll say. I'm gonna have to pop you off, CJ, for Hate Sam.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you.
I'm gonna just say what Diggy said in chat. If Kwanu plays guard, I'm riding, or at least along that sentiment. I think he will be fine, perfectly fine, playing right tackle. But CJ, thank you for calling in, bro. Have a good one, and let me get a new caller on here that I've never seen
Hey guys,
before.
I'm about to dip. All right, I
For
gotta
sure.
go. But appreciate
KB's
you
out
guys
as
being here.
well, guys.
Fair warning. Yeah, my computer's at 7% battery, so as soon as I leave, it's gonna be because my computer died. It
only
might
a
be
matter of
mid-sentence.
time.
Yeah.
It is. It might be mid-sentence. It's
I mean,
possible.
I hear you. We're an hour 30 in anyway. Guys, make sure Wednesday you tune into Young Guns on my channel this week. So I mean, we're headed towards the end
And by the
of the
way,
stream anyway.
160 people watching, 67 likes. Get it up, guys.
I don't
Come
know
on.
what's up with that, man. We should have 100
Let's
more
get,
likes.
let's get that button smashed, bro. Come on.
Hate Sam is on now. What's up, man? How you doing? I like the picture. That's like Giyu from Demon Slayer.
I can't hear anything right now. I don't know if that's on my part, but it just I don't know.
So you
what
can't hear
happened.
us
I got a
talking?
Notification.
Can you hear
I
us
can't
talking
hear
right now?
nothing.
Nothing? Hello? No? Well, we hear him, so.
Maybe try leaving and then coming back is what I could suggest. That's about it.
Hold on.
Can
I'm
I
going to put
try
something
to
in the chat
back out
for
and rejoin?
For sure.
Anyone know sign language? Anything? No? Okay.
I wish I knew American Sign Language. Ash just
I wish I
disappeared.
did too. It seems cool.
Yeah, Ash. You there?
Ash doing some American Sign Language in his profile picture there.
I know some sign language, but I can't.
Do you
it
actually?
on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to see?
There you go. Yeah,
Nah,
let's see.
nah, not on
Mhm.
stream.
Yeah, go ahead. Right now on Kush's stream in this moment, live in front of 147 people. Right now, do it.
Really?
Yes,
Kush, is that
legitimately
fine?
at this moment.
I 100% mind, so don't do it. Hey Sam, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, we're good now.
But I was just like, that's Giyu from Demon Slayer. But what's up though, man?
Nothing much. How you guys doing today?
All good.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna show penis like what happened on Chris's stream. I was there when that.
That is YouTube history right there.
Yeah, for
That-
people in the chat, I guess I was wondering why I asked them to do that, because there's a lot of trolls that call it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of Johnny Sins walking around the YouTube community.
Peace out,
There
Authentic. Have a good one, guys. Make sure you check out his channel and his podcast, Authentic and the Beard. Go ahead, hey Sam. My bad, bro.
There was 2 times that it happened on Chris's channel. There was one guy that was in the bathtub while he did it. It was absolutely disgusting.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, there was a guy that like put his camera on while he was laying down in the bathtub.
Well then, lovely.
I did not need to know that. But what questions you got for the Giants or the draft?
No,
man?
that was it. We're not talking about football anymore. We're just talking about this now. Change of subject for the stream. Oh, Emma is going crazy in chat over it.
I just wanted to ask, who do you guys think are game-changing prospects this year right now on the defensive side? I think
There's a good amount.
5.
So many.
There's a good amount.
I think there's 5 day one guys that could be all pros in this draft.
On the defensive
And
side?
they are. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's Devin Lloyd, Hamilton, Stingley, and then both the edge rushers.
I agree
and
with that.
Tibbs.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, those 5 right there, that's a strong 5. Yeah, I got you.
I think there's more than that, honestly.
For all
Like,
pro?
I think those are the locks, I'd say. I think those are the guys you're confident will come in and already be playing at that Pro Bowl, All-Pro level. I think there's guys outside of them that could be that great. I mean, Jordan Davis is a monster. I don't really want him because that's not our need right now, but Jordan Davis is a demon. That man in the middle of any defensive line is going to be unstoppable.
One team I don't want to get him is Philly. I feel like they just get rid of Fletcher Cox. They get
Oh,
what
that
they
would
get
hurt
for
my
him.
soul. If they go
That
right
would
to from Fletcher Cox to Jordan Davis, that would be painful. A lot of typing from Kush in the chat here.
Yeah, no, I'm just you and Hate Sam are going back and forth, so I was just waiting for him to go
Okay.
and say what he was saying.
Yeah,
to you.
but Hate Sam, I agree. I think every one of those names you said is an excellent defensive prospect. Devin Lloyd in particular, I know Ash loves him. Personally, I think it's just one of those things that, as painful as it is to pass on him, I think it makes sense for us to. But yeah, he's just an incredible prospect. He has the athleticism to play in space incredibly well. He's a natural athlete in zone coverage. His run reads are fantastic. That man knows how to shoot gaps so well. And when he hits the running back knows it. So, yeah, Devin Lloyd is a fantastic prospect.
Yeah, the one trade scenario I think that makes sense is moving back with a team like the Saints and then taking him right before Philly's pick because the Saints need a quarterback. I think we could get a lot from them, and at that point, I think Devin Lloyd would probably be the best player if Tyler Linderbaum's not there.
Yeah. And Diggy brings up another great name, DeMarvin Leal. He's a great player too. There's so much defensive talent in this draft. So much. I think it's always interesting to look at these drafts as they come around and see which position groups are strong and which ones are weak. It's always interesting to see. Interesting little cycle that goes back and forth there.
I'll go ahead, man. If you got anything else, bro. Who do you want to take for the Giants at 5 and 7?
5. Well, the dream would be one of the top 2 edge rushers, but I don't think that's happening. So whoever's the best tackle at 5, if we don't move back, and then probably this isn't a popular name I've seen with Giants fans, but I'd want Stingley there. I think we get rid of Bradbury.
At 5?
No, at 7. I don't think
7.
Bradbury's going to be back next year, and I think he just need is going to fit with best player available.
Yeah, I dare not invoke the wrath of LSU superfan Diggy546, but as much as I think Stingley is an excellent prospect, I think that I do agree that we very well could and maybe should move on from James Bradbury. We can talk about that more later. I think we're in a position where we have a lot of young talent in our corner room. We have a lot of guys that could potentially step up and fill that outside corner role. Let Adoree Jackson be the 1. Let other guys step up and be the 2. I think we have a lot of young talent, and I really would like to see some of those guys get an opportunity next year. We have a lot of other needs that we can address in the meantime where we don't really have that. We don't really have that in the edge room. We don't have that on our offensive tackle spots. We have a much bigger need there than in corners. Like I'd love to see Aaron Robinson get a shot as our CB2. Late in the season last year, after his injuries kept him out all year, he was playing good ball. He needs to work on his ball skills. At the top of routes, he has a tendency to lose track of the route and lose track of the ball, but he's in good position most of the way down in man coverage. I think he could be a really good corner for us if he develops a little bit more. We have guys behind him that are young and talented as well, like Rodarius Williams, who fell off but is still a good, talented player. We have Darnay Holmes in the nickel, and we have Adoree Jackson at CB1, who was playing really, really good football last year. So for me, I look at a guy like Derek Stingley, and we talked about Devin Lloyd. We talked about Kyle Hamilton, who to me are luxury picks. I think Derek Stingley is a super luxury pick, where I just don't look to do that until we've got some of these other things addressed.
Yeah, the only thing about Adoree Jackson, I think while he was good when he played, it's just that he just can't stay on the field.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, that's fair.
So it's one of those things where I like them. I like bringing him in, but it's always he's never been able to stay healthy. So what makes us think that now all of a sudden after another year of him getting hurt, he'll be able to stay healthy? Then you're going to be down to Rodarius Williams playing again.
I saw. Yeah, Diggy in chat.
No, I hear where you're coming from. Sam, can I just call you Sam? Because hate Sam sounds so weird.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like with the other talent here. So you say, what do we do at 5, and then we go at 7 and take Stingley? Who do you say we get at 5?
Best tackle on the board.
Okay,
Good
so
call.
if we get a tackle, and you know what, you would rate Stingley above, I guess any other of the linebackers. Like I'd probably go with a linebacker. If Devin Lloyd is there, I'd take him. Nakobe Dean, I'd probably take him over Stingley. What do you say?
Fantastic.
You
What was
there?
that?
I was like, I'd probably take either Lloyd or Dean over Stingley.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that he could really be one of the top 3 or 4 corners in the league. He's just
Wow.
Derek Stingley, his freshman year, if his foot clears, because I don't want to take another injury-prone player, but if his foot clears, we saw what he was his freshman year. He has probably some of the best ball skills I've seen in a long time.
Fair.
And he's an elite athlete. I just think that he's just prone. It's almost like he has the perfect attributes to be a top 5 corner in the NFL.
So, 2 things. Number 1, Duran just made the best point in the last however many minutes, which is it depends so much on who our defensive coordinator is.
Yeah.
If we end up getting Wink Martindale, we very well might be in the market for Derek Stingley. But I think when you're looking at that lens, it is very much dependent on that. But I also think it's important to sort of remember here that when we're looking at these prospects, there's just so many different guys that address those needs that we have, and corner I don't think is one of them. Like, it's, I guess, a minor need if you have zero faith whatsoever in what we have on the roster outside of Bradbury, I guess. But I thought Adoree Jackson played really good. I thought Aaron Robinson played well enough to get a shot next year, and we know Darnay Holmes is a great nickel corner. I look at that and I say, okay, let's address the other needs that we know for a fact we don't have, which is edge, which is offensive line, which is linebacker. Let's address that, and then next year, after giving those young guys a shot, then if we need a corner, there's going to be one, because there's always a corner. There's always a corner in the draft every year.
This is what I'll say to close off the conversation with that. I don't even know if Ash gave his opinion on it yet because he's been quiet. He's basically disappeared eating popsicles. But this is what I'll say to close it off.
Yo, I don't think you can talk, Banana Man.
I don't mind taking Stingley at 7 because he said we took one of the tackles at and that's the most important thing here, right? Trying to fix the O-line. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind it too much. It's just I would take either an edge or a linebacker before. But yeah, Ash, are you there, bro?
Let him enjoy his popsicle.
Ash is gone, and that's fine because we're about to close out the stream anyway. But Sam, let me get your last thought or question, man. And thank you for calling in, by the way. I hope you do it, going on in the future as well.
Who's one player right now that a lot of people don't want to leave or don't think will be off the team this year that you think has a realistic chance to be gone? So, like, there's, like, the obvious guys like Martinez, Bradbury, and probably Barkley, but who's the one guy that would almost piss you off the most if he was gone?
Ash, I think there's a lot of echo or some comment, background noise.
Bro.
To that,
okay, I'm sorry.
The guy that I'd be angry if is gone, basically? This was the question?
Yeah.
Just because he's here, Kadarius Toney. I don't see the point of trading this man right now.
That's so ridiculous, though. That's not. I don't think that's really what we're going after here. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, there's only like 4 players on the team right now that I like a lot. It's Andrew Thomas, it's Aziz, Xavier, and Kadarius. That's about it. I'll give a different answer. I'll say I'd be real pissed off if Dexter Lawrence got traded. I'd be pissed off if he wasn't on the team next year. And that is a possibility because we don't have a financial commitment to him, and we've got a new regime coming in. But I think despite the lack of sacks, Dexter Lawrence is a quality defensive tackle. I'd be pissed off if he wasn't on the team next year.
And that's another reason I really do think we should take a D tackle somewhere in the 3rd or the 4th, because it's literally Lawrence, it's Williams. I have no idea what's up with Austin Johnson, and we don't have a deep D tackle room anymore. So go ahead, Ash.
I think Nate, his computer died, I think. But trading Kadarius Toney, like, the whole idea is just so dumb. It's just so, like, I just don't get it at all. Like, how are you going to say you want to get the most out of your quarterback and then trade his best weapon? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
You're also trading him at a discount. He was hurt last year, majority of the year. You're not going to get much for him. You're just wasting a first-round pick to get a third.
You have a first-round pick, and then you're not going to get I don't even think you're going to get a second for him, to be honest. I really don't think that. So you're going to trade a first-round pick for at most a third, to be honest. And I barely have faith. Like, but in terms of, like, players that I'd look to trade, I can see Bradbury. I can see Saquon as an option. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd like to trade Bradbury to the Niners for one of their linebackers. The Niners would be nice depth at linebacker. Greenlaw, Aziz over there. Obviously, you're not getting Warner, but they have a stacked linebacking core. They could find linebackers from anywhere in the draft.
Yeah. But I think Bradbury, I can see why people want him, but I can also see why people want to trade him, to be honest. But I don't know. It's a tricky, question, to be honest. But
and with that, Sam, unless you got any other thoughts to share, I'm gonna pop you out now. I want to say thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate you asking the questions. Anything else? There is one more dude in here that just popped in, John, and I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked Sam, which was to just put your camera on real quick, make sure you're a real person. All right, he did that. That's what's up. Cool. But yeah, Sam, go ahead, man. Let me get your last thoughts.
That's really it. Just you two have a good night.
You too, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, bro. Have a good one, man. Thank you for calling in and peace. And now we got Jean on here. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Yo, just a couple questions, man. My first one about Kadarius Toney. Yo, if I can't get a first round pick back, I'm not trading him. I don't care.
Yes, exactly.
Second, third, fourth. No, I need my first
Bro,
round.
I saw people on Twitter saying if you're getting a second for him trading, I'm like, what? Why would you trade a dude that you spent a first round pick on for a second round pick? Like, you know, forgetting everything that Ash said, you know, he's probably our best weapon and whatnot. There's dudes that are fine with us getting a second back for him, and that just makes no sense to me.
No, you can't do that. I'd rather take the 31st pick and the 32nd pick for him. If fine, I'll do that. But if it's not a first round pick, I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just one thing though, I understand that we need offensive line depth, and we probably do need a good right tackle. But I just don't understand with all the hate with Matt Parrott. Like, we let Andrew Thomas for a whole season play out through his rookie struggle, and then Matt Parrott for his second year, he really haven't been playing in any games or whatsoever. And then now everybody's saying he's trash, which is like.
So
I think the coaches was trying.
Okay, I got you, because you're speaking to a guy that was a big Matt Parrott fan coming out of the draft. There's a lot of differences, and you know, I'm gonna use the Andrew Thomas because that's who you brought up, right? Well, first of all, Thomas, he was a blue chip prospect, you know, first round pick coming out. So there's a reason why you give those guys, you know, a little bit more time, even if they struggle a little bit. Plus the fact that, you know, he had that ankle injury his rookie year, which was advertised. The man was playing on a bum ankle the entire year. And his college coach came out and said whatever the Giants were doing, you know, remember, we did go through 2 offensive line coaches that year. Whatever they were doing was detrimental to him learning to, you know, improve as a tackle at the pro. And that was proven true, because as soon as we got Guglielmo halfway through the season, Thomas starting to come on a bit more. He started to be better. And then, you know, when we got Rob Sale this past season, he was one of the best tackles in the league. With Matt Parrott, he was kind of the exact opposite of Thomas. He was not a blue chip prospect. He was, in fact, a project tackle. Keyword being project. Anybody knew that if you're taking Matt Parrott, you're going to have somebody that's, I don't want to use the term boomer bust because we use it so much with every single prospect, but you're going to have a guy that's going to take either A, a long time to develop, or B, he's just not going to pan out at all. Now, it hasn't been a long time. Like you said, it's only been 2 years. But what we've seen has been really discouraging because he's been worse than Nate Solder, right? We're talking about a coaching staff last year that recognized this guy, if he went out there, was going to perform worse than Nate Solder. And so they kept that man in there. Nate Solder, a guy who was like about to retire at one point and came back on a cheap deal, or, you know, he came back on less money for the Giants. Like, that's pretty bad. You know, it's like very different. And I'm not saying that Pert is completely out the window. It's just that I think he's definitely more so going to be a depth guy at this point moving forward, especially when you have an opportunity in this draft to take one of 3 for sure guys. What do you say to that, though, Ash? Ash, this man is gone, bro. This man is beyond gone.
No, I didn't hear, like, my sound cut out, so I didn't hear, like, until.
No, I was like, what do you say to that? To both what I said and to his question.
No, I'm saying, like, I didn't hear, like, my sound cut out. I didn't hear until the last thing you said.
Oh,
like,
nice.
I didn't hear any of what you said.
All right, then I'm not saying all that again. But John was basically saying, why is there so much hate on Matt Parrott? You know, we let Thomas kind of go through his first year struggles, and we don't let Parrott go through his struggles.
Yeah, I get the hate about Pert, but like this dude, and maybe like, hey, maybe it's because of you know, Joe Judge and the coaching staff, but him not being able to beat out Nate Solder is really bad. Like, that's really bad to me. And there's a lot of, you know, ways that people like defend it, and I defend it even so because of, like, the coaching staff and them not starting him from week 1. So like I don't know. That's just me bringing up a certain perspective, you know. But I
Uh,
do think
well,
Matt Pert has the talent to be, or he has the potential to be a good tackle. But I don't know. I just don't see it as of now. And maybe it's because of the coaching staff. I don't know.
all right, I understand what you guys are saying, but like when Andrew Thomas went down and Soldier went to play left tackle for that one game, they realized, oh, he can't play left tackle, and then Matt Pett was thrust in there, and he looked at least much better than Soldier. But you're telling me he couldn't play right tackle for the rest of the season after multiple games of Nate Soldier just straight up trash?
We did see him play at right tackle for a good for like 2 or
Yeah, a
3
few
games, didn't we?
times, but not for like the whole entire season, just to see what he got. It's
I hear
like
where you're coming from, but like what we saw from him in those few games, if we put him in at the whole season, do you
yeah,
have
I
confidence that he
understand
was
it
gonna
was
do some
bad, but
production?
it's better than Soldier. Like, come on now.
No,
I think
that's
they
the
should
point
have.
though. It wasn't better than Solder. Is that not the point though, Ash? Like
No,
this,
no,
we're
I
talking
get
about
that,
his
but
second year. His second year,
I
right?
think he would have been better because he performed way better than he did this year. This first year,
Yeah,
like when
his
he was putting.
first
Because
year.
remember,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Washington. You remember that game versus Washington? They put him in when Andrew Thomas. I guess Joe Judge like sat Andrew Thomas for like the first half, and he played good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that in my opinion, do I think he plays how he played when we put him in against the Chargers and the other team that we played and he performed horrible? If we started him the beginning of the year, no, I don't think so. I think he performs better just because like he's still, he's still a raw player.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, players that you take in the 3rd round that are not like really quarterbacks, it really means like you got to give them like 2 years to develop. To me, that's
Yeah,
just me. So I feel like they should have just started him week 1 and just let him like grow and develop.
And another good
From
point. I saw Diggy brought this up with project players. What we can't afford right now is that you look at a guy, for example, like Jordan Mailata, who was a project player. He didn't become a starter until well into his career because the Eagles, they had players ahead of him that could still do his job while he was developing. Right now with Matt Pert, it's kind of all trial by fire, right? And trial by fire could either go really good or really bad.
yeah, but the season was basically over by the time like there was only like a few games left, and yet Nate Solder was still freaking playing.
Now we're talking about something different though. You were asking, what's with the
Yeah, I
Matt
know, I
Pert
know, I know.
hate?
Like, I
Yeah,
understand, but I'm just saying, like, towards the end of the season, you was more just throw him in the fire and just be like, let's see what you got.
I don't disagree. Yeah. I don't disagree.
All right,
It's
man, it was
just
a nice.
yeah.
No,
And
I was
Ash
just
goes
saying it
out
was a
again.
nice. Nah, I'm just saying like it was a nice meeting you. It's like my
Hmm.
first time ever doing this, talking to a YouTuber like yourself on live, and I just like to say thank you,
Hey, thank you,
and
man. I'm
thank you
just
to
a
you,
fan.
Ash, too.
Yeah, I'm just a fan, man. Ash is just a fan, even though he's in and out. And thank you for calling in, bro. Have a good one.
All right, man, you too.
And since Ash is out, and like I said, it's coming on 10:30 here. We're going for almost 2 hours. I'm about to close out the stream. I want to say thank you to everybody in here. We peaked at around 160 people, which is simply amazing. Thank you guys so much. Please hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already done so. Shout out to everybody. Hey, what did I just hear in the background? What? I know everybody in the chat heard that as well.
yo.
How you doing? This is incredible. You can hear me?
Oh my goodness.
I heard that.
Yo.
Yeah, what's up, Ash? Go ahead.
She
You
was
gotta
winning
say
for
something.
like ever since Nate was like and KB were in here, but he just never got the chance to say anything.
Oh, the
I was like,
chat
it's
is
gonna be
going
funny as
off,
hell.
bro. I don't know if you've seen the
Yo.
chat right now.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Kush, thank you for having me on. Peace.
That man went out so fast, bro. We all know what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Behind scenes. Now, let me stop. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Without you guys, the channel wouldn't be possible. These streams wouldn't be popping like it is. Make sure you guys tune in to the Young Guns podcast Wednesday night at 9:30. That's it for now, and I'm out. That's it for now, and I'm out.